stream, guys. I'll be right back. Guys, I know I keep streaming today, guys. But I kind of got to, guys, because this was the only thing I got. Guys, I'll be right back.
You can make your next trip monumental. Read reviews, check hotel prices, and things to do. TripAdvisor.
Hey guys, next round's on me.
No lawnmowers. Sell them and let go for money.
Stuff for money? Weird.
Yeah, pretty weird.
Live and let go.
Pet care ain't easy. 12 hours, 20 dogs? Where's your belly rubs? After a day of chasing dogs, you shouldn't have to chase down payments.
Send invoices and accept payments to get paid twice as fast.
It's time to get yours.
QuickBooks, backing you.
Where will you be when your oral laxative kicks in? The pool? With glycerin instead. Relief in minutes, not hours. Guaranteed. Fleet.
Every time on your time.
I lost 25 pounds on Jenny Craig.
Lose up to 16 pounds in 4 weeks with rapid results. Get one-on-one support from your consultant and delicious food.
For a limited time, join for free and get 5 days of free food with purchase. Call now.
Fact, we all love video doorbells. Voice assistants have changed our lives. We now control our home with a touch. Indoor and outdoor cameras help us keep watch.
We want to guard our digital lives.
And hold tight to our loved ones everywhere. And you know what's better than all these things by themselves? All these things together is the most trusted name in security.
Alright, guys, we're back.
ADT.
Guys, let's just do one more going green, guys, before the start of this stream, guys. Going green! I'm growing green.
More than half of our community have discovered their Irish roots.
I'm gonna fix this.
Just
Okay,
50
I'm back.
through March 18th. Get your kit today.
Live from America's News headquarters, I'm Arthel Neville. House lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are preparing for a vote to try to override President Trump's veto of a resolution blocking his emergency declaration at the border. Acting White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney sounding confident on Fox News Sunday.
Will you beat the override?
Yes, sir. In the House, yeah, there's no chance.
No chance, no chance. So the president's veto will be sustained.
We'll be held in the House and won't have to go back to the Senate.
That House vote is scheduled and Jonah 2020 Democratic primary race, making her campaign official in a video released this morning. The field still awaiting a decision from former Vice President Joe Biden. His hand during a speech last night when he claimed to have the most progressive record of anybody running before walking that back to anyone who would run. I'm back at 4 with Eric.
I told Republican senators vote any way you want. Vote how you feel good. But I think it's bad for a Republican senator. I also think it's bad for a Democrat senator to vote against border security and to vote against the wall. I think if they vote that way, it's going to for them long into the future. President Trump Wednesday, one Republicans that voted against the emergency declaration was a vote against border security. 12 GOP senators ultimately defying the president and signing with Democrats Thursday a resolution to overturn the order, prompting President Trump's first veto. It was the second Senate rebuke this week, with 7 Republicans breaking ranks Wednesday and voting to end American military assistance to the Saudi-backed war in Yemen. We're back with Dan Henry, State Ambassador Odell, and Jason Riley. So, Jason, why is it a dozen Republicans break ranks?
Well, they'll tell you it was on principle that separation of powers here, Congress has full power first, and that should be respected by people. Some of them I do believe, yes, I do believe. Some of these same people criticized Obama when he tried to go around Congress, and I think they're being consistent here. But it's significant. 12 people breaking with the president on
I only have one person on because it just started at 4 minutes ago.
It would be hard to come up with a better example of a self-inflicted wound than this one.
No, I just heard this
President Trump. He could have said, I've got billions and billions of dollars for the wall, we're building it, and move on to the next subject. And I think he
I'm
wants
really
this
good.
issue.
Most
And he
kills
sort
I
of
got in a
boxed
match is
himself in
8,
here. He said,
so
I'm
what's
gonna
your most
declare
kills?
emergency. There were people in
What's
his
your
own
most
party that came
kills?
in and said, we can get you the money without declaring an
What's your
emergency.
most kills?
He wants this issue.
Kate, I've talked to a lot of senators about this. Republican will tell you they are enormously frustrated. And I'm talking about not just
So are you really good or really bad?
Republicans who didn't want to have to put their conference in this position. They're mad at the president.
Yeah, definitely, Paul. I mean, what's interesting about the 12 Republican dissenters is what a broad cross-section of the GOP conference they represent. You have Susan Collins of Maine, but you also have Michael Lee of Utah, you have Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania. It's just not a moderate versus conservative question.
You get up from behind, I'll get up from the
I think this was a tough vote for even among the people who decided to vote against the funding for the border. They just think that the president wasn't using his authority.
He's finishing.
I thought it was interesting that Tom Tillis of North Carolina had originally said he was going to override the president, but then he switched at the last minute. He's running in 2020. Do you think that had anything to do with it?
Sure. I mean, he had a tough calculation to make, so did Martin McSally of Arizona and Cory Gardner of Colorado. Both McSally and Gardner voted with the president. I think that they made the decision that alienating Trump supporters in
after this, my brother's going to try to stream snipe me and his friend.
The White House making this such a loyalty test, you had to wonder how they would fare with the president if they won against him.
My brother's going to try to stream snipe me, so me and you are going to try to kill him. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go tell him you're really good, so let's try to kill him even before he's trying to stream snipe us, alright?
What are the larger implications?
One of his friends is I got 3 people on. 2 people now. One of his friend right now is he's a TTV he's playing with, so yeah. I'll be right back.
Before the next election, that'll really make Republicans in the Senate happy.
Yeah, well, a question raised by that is whether the interests of the Republicans in the Senate are the same as those of President Trump, or whether their interests are diverging. And it begins to look here as though the interests really are diverging. The president is in a re-election campaign. That's all anybody is talking about now is 2020. Who is Donald Trump going to be running against these 16 or so Democrats? And it reminds me a lot of Barack Obama. Remember Obama in his first term used to constantly give speeches about the wealthiest and the 1%. Almost in the same way, Donald Trump talks about the wall and the border. And both of them were using those speeches and those comments to feed into their base. So using social media to animate their base and keep them agitated. And you know what? A lot of people wondered how Barack Obama was going to get reelected. Well, he did get reelected. And I think that is where the Trump presidency right is now, is running for re-election with that base. Tom Tillis is aligned with it, but a lot of these Senate Republicans have a much more complicated political base of their own to run to.
But Jason, what's going to happen now is the president will veto, the House will take up an override vote, probably not succeed. So that will end it politically in the near term, but then we're going to have the votes every 6 months. And then the states are suing. They probably will find a court somewhere to enjoin, a judge somewhere to enjoin it. So the president may not be able to use that money anyway until the court case is settled, whereas if he had taken the advice of these senators, he could have $5.7 billion to spend on it right now.
But I still think the White House sees it as a win-win because the issue is still out there.
What's the politics of this?
Why
is it a political win?
To Dan's point, he thinks this animates his base. He thinks this is the issue that got him elected and that it will get him re-elected. And the particulars don't really matter.
Do you agree with that?
He wants an excuse to be out there railing against the wall.
Do you think it's a good
I think he's experiencing some diminishing returns on the wall rhetoric. He really has not moved the needle much on this issue in the past year or so. And of course, he tried to make it an issue in the midterm elections, and the House went to the Democrats. So no, I don't think it's working.
If you're a president, you've been in office, why not get victory? At least a partial victory. All right, still ahead. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi trying to tamp down impeachment talk, but will her party's left wing cooperate?
They wanted me to impeach President Bush for the Iraq War. I didn't believe in it then, I don't believe it now. It divides the country.
Hey, we need to conference you in now.
Alan, is that you?
You know who it is. What?
Alan.
Yeah.
Reception.
That's the noise you're making with your mouth.
You need to enunciate. I can't hear you.
I know you can hear me. You owe me.
With XT4 technology, make your escape, whatever it takes. Rise above with XT4, the uncompromising Cadillac SUVs.
I can't believe it.
And we just hit the mother load of soft serve ice cream.
I got cones. Anybody wants one? No, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico.
Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Keep coming back to the keys.
Oh shoot.
Generation
Sorry about that, guys.
generation.
Had to go do something. If Aiden, if you guys can hear me, the guy I was playing with, he's also, I think, a computer player, PC.
Introducing Nutrisystem Spring Sale. Save 50%. Yes, 50%.
It's your favorite foods made healthier, perfectly balanced to put your body in fat-burning mode. Lose up to 13 pounds and 7 inches overall in your first month.
I'm Marie and I lost 50 pounds with Nutrisystem.
I lost 60 pounds, Nutrisystem.
I lost 41 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Alright guys, so stay tuned.
Meetings,
We're not ready yet. We gotta go invite him.
Right now, you'll get specially designed meals.
The food comes right to your door and it tastes great. You get the right foods in the right portion, so you'll learn how to keep the weight off.
Plus 1 week of all new Fresh Start shakes with probiotics.
Oh,
to
he's
free
scared of
belly
that.
free.
Alright stream, so,
For limited
alright
time,
guys,
save
so
50%
ready up when I count.
program.
Guys, right when I say 6, guys, alright, so this is a big thing you guys need to know. Right when I say 6, okay guys? So right when I say 6, you need to count down from 20, okay? Right when I say exactly 6, the number 6, you guys have to hit that ready up button, okay? So let's start. Actually hit it when it's at 10, okay? Hit it when it's at 10 seconds, okay? Alright, let's start. 10, restart. I'm ready if you guys are ready. 20, 19, 18, 17. Also say it at 10, okay? 10. That's what you have to say it at, okay? 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10.
Job creation, cleaner government.
Alright guys, ready up.
Issues like that. And it is not worth our time to take our attention from that. If the Mueller report comes back with information, I don't think we should impeach a president for political reasons, and I don't think we should not impeach a president for political reasons. But you have to be ironclad in terms of your facts.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi rating her opposition to pursuing impeachment proceedings against Pelosi own caucus earlier this week, and she said that the president was, quote, just not worth it, with some vowing to move forward with impeachment despite the speaker's reluctance. Here's Michigan freshman Rashida Tlaib.
Speaker Pelosi and all members of leadership have always encouraged us to represent our district, and this is something that was very important to my residents, still continue to be, and my constituents, and so that I'm going to move forward, obviously.
We're back with Dan Hager, Jason Riley, and Alicia Finley. So, Dan, what is the speaker trying to do here?
Well, I think what the speaker is trying to do is convey to Congresswoman Tlaib the reality of what she just said. She claims, I'm trying to represent my district. Speaker Pelosi is the Speaker of the House of Representatives now. The Democrats have retaken the House because a lot of moderate Democrats out there in the midterm elections defeated Republican members of the House. What she's trying to do is protect these moderates who won 2 years ago in the suburbs of Dallas, Houston, Kansas City, Oklahoma City, Atlanta. She understands that they will be at risk if the party moves too far left. And that is what she's trying to convey to these people. But a lot of these progressive members of the House now, they just don't care about that thing. They are obsessed with their politics. But Pelosi wants to protect the party, not just Congresswoman Tlaib's interests.
Jason, is there an implicit message here from her that maybe Robert Mueller's special counsel report is going to provide not a lot of new information about the Russian collusion, and therefore, you know, sort of protect the members from a full charge on weak information?
Sure, there's that, and in her heart of hearts, I think Nancy Pelosi would love to see Donald Trump be impeached, but she's being very politically shrewd here. She knows that.
I think that's true.
Oh yes, she knows that despite the fact that the progressives like Ocasio-Cortez and Tlaib get all the media, they are not the reason Democrats control the House of Representatives. As Dan said, those are suburban women that voted in that House majority and so forth, and she's looking out for their interests. And she knows that impeachment, there could be a backlash here. Now, her problem are these chairmen, committee chairmen, you know, your Nadlers, your Adam Schiffs and so forth, who are all impeachment. The politically shrewd thing here, whether she can keep the other folks in line is another story entirely.
Well, and not just the committee chairman, because driving the committee chairman is, I know your good friend Tom Steyer, the billionaire from California, your home state of California, who has spending money for 2 or 3 years now.
Right, he's been running ads. We need to impeach Donald Trump. Yeah, he's a criminal. There's no evidence that he really is. But nonetheless, there's going to be a lot of grassroots progressives pushing for this. And it'll be interesting to see how this plays out in the presidential race.
Well, Steyer himself thought about running for president, decided not to, but he's even holding town halls in some of these committee chairman districts. And Richard Neal, head of Ways and Means in Springfield, Massachusetts, who is really a Pelosi stalwart, and saying you must start impeachment proceedings, you must get Trump's tax returns. And once you start the political machinery here, how easy is it to stop? Because if you accumulate a lot of evidence, do you then say to all of those grassroots people, oh, never mind, we're not going to have a vote?
That's the goals within the Democratic Party if they were to do that. I think that's why I think Nancy Pelosi is kind of preemptively trying to amp down on it.
Is it going to work?
Well, that's the
Well, what do you think?
Well, no, I don't think she can control these chairmen of these committees, and they're listening to different people whispering in there about what to do. But it's interesting, it's not just on impeachment that Pelosi is trying to calm things down. Medicare for all, the Green New Deal. She's been out there saying these pie-in-the-sky notions that a lot of her caucus has. Be realistic, folks. We're here to win an election.
Well, you might ask, they've taken control of the House of Representatives. That means that they get to conduct politics and the business of the House. If 2 years from now they've accomplished basically nothing other than this impeachment drive towards the president, that's going to be a problem for the Democrats, unless the electorate in general just doesn't care about these things anymore. But I suspect they do expect, if you have control of the House like that, you're supposed to do something more substantial than hold hearings on impeachment.
Well, I guess my argument, if I were a Democrat in the House, would be, look, we can hold all these hearings, and we can really nick up President Trump. We can throw a lot of stuff out there that's going to hurt his standing. We don't really need to impeach him. We don't need to have a vote that's divisive for Democrats necessarily if we don't have the real overwhelming case for it. And that's going to make it easier for us to beat him in 2020.
I think that's precisely what they're doing. They believe that President Trump is dislikable, and if they drive his dislikability down far enough, they will win the presidency.
No.
You can do that with her.
All right. So guys, if you want to stream sign me, go in green, okay? Go in green. All right, guys.
Adam Schiff wants him indicted, but not.
And then I'll tell you guys when to start after this. Commercial break.
When we come back, Brexit turmoil. Britain's plans to leave the European Union remain uncertain after.
Hey, this is commercial break. If you guys want to get free bucks.
This is a rudderless government.
Alright, back to the stream. Alright. So guys, I'm gonna count down. Once it says 6, you guys ready up at 5, okay? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Glow around them. So people watching will be like, wow, maybe I'll glow too if I look correctly. ChoiceHotels.com. Who glows? Just say bada book, bada boom. Nobody glows. Because it
Always the lowest price, guaranteed. Book now at choicehotels.com.
I lost 25 pounds on Jenny Craig.
From a top diet, 9 years straight, comes rapid results by Jenny Craig. Lose up to 16 pounds in just 4 weeks with food you love. Eat 6 times a day with no prepping or cooking.
You have your breakfast, lunch, and dinner ready to go. It's all laid out for you.
So you can get on with your day and watch the pounds melt off.
Man up, give them a call.
For a limited time, join for free and get 5 days of free coverage.
The national emergency declaration voted down with GOP support. Congress splits with the president. Now, what does it mean for his party? Chris gets insight on Fox News Sunday.
Dad, can we open the sunroof?
Yes.
Did you bring my kombucha? Metal cows are made of greens at 10 and 2.
Yes, yes, yes.
Is this the middle of nowhere?
Yes.
I had a feeling you were going to say that. Did that bear just put our tent?
Yes.
Does the 7-passenger Buick Enclave have everything your family wants in an SUV?
Yes.
It's March Madness. It's 16% below MSRP on most of these Buick models. That's just over $9,400 on this 2018 Buick Enclave Avenue.
Getting the right new windows with
Hello.
simple.
Yeah, we're renovating a drafty old
Yeah,
house.
right.
It could be hard
My
to
brother and his friend skin sniping me right now, probably. So yeah, we are aware of that.
confidence in public. They sold over 5 million replacement windows and
Oh, what's your most skills
So
in
we
this
need a
game?
local team and be on top of every detail.
the installation was done in just a day.
Mine's 8.
Kitchen's broken again.
I wish Pella did plumbing.
Call now
I got
for
4 trap
50%
kills
off
and 4
installation
snipes.
or 36 months
I'm really
interest
good
free
at sniping.
financing.
I think the best companies succeed as a team, and our shirts from Custom Ink help bring us together. We order Custom Ink to welcome
Oh,
new
I like
employees,
this road a
personalized team
lot.
shirts, and
Like, this is fun.
If we have any questions, customer service is there.
It's more
Seeing your
even.
team together in Custom Ink gear is an amazing reminder of how far we've come as a business.
Custom Ink
You-
has hundreds of products to help you
Eliminate
look
with a-
entertained. Upload your logo or start your design
I have
today
a green
at customink.com.
And I,
You try to lose weight through diet and exercise.
Nice.
What you don't realize is
oh shoot, that was me accidentally shooting.
sleep loss changes the timing and release of appetite controlling hormones, which can lead to overeating and weight gain.
I have a green pump, a green SMG, and a green
Part
rifle.
of your health and fitness goals. This has been Sleep Tips, great advice for a healthy slumber. Brought to you by Mattress Warehouse.
I found so many pumps. I found so many
Thursday
pumps.
voted to seek a delay in the country's exit from the European Union, move aimed at averting a chaotic departure at the end of the month. A series of votes this week left the path forward uncertain, with lawmakers rejecting Prime Minister Theresa May's withdrawal plan for a second time on Tuesday, and voting to block the UK from leaving the EU
I have a
without
50 cut
an
right
agreement
now.
on Wednesday. With no divorce
I'm
deal yet
trying to find
approved,
some
May
minis.
will now seek Brussels
Well, I'll
to
just drink both
extend
pots.
the March 29 deadline,
I'm gonna
something
drink
that
both.
requires the unanimous consent of all 27 EU member
Yeah, they
states.
give you a
Wall Street
50
Journal
shield.
editorial board member Joe Sternberg joins us from London with.
I remember when I
Welcome,
used to be in
Joe.
one
So
shot.
where does this go from here?
I remember when you used to be able to get shield in one shot.
One strand
so good.
that is
And then I was
going
still
down
playing.
is this
Like the
notion
next
that
match
they
I
might
played
try
after
a
that,
third-time
shield
past
match,
Theresa
they
May's
just got rid of
withdrawal
it.
agreement.
Like, they probably quickly thought it was too overpowered, so they just got rid of it.
While working would then have to negotiate a second permanent trading agreement
I know,
with the
it's my
EU.
favorite mode.
They could try
I'm
to
gonna
vote
build
on
down.
that a third time next week, hope it
Yeah, a
gets
lot of
across the
people like
line, and then focus all of their
I'm
energies
building
on
down to
negotiating
PC.
that long-term
You
deal
don't
after
see me.
Brexit.
Yeah,
Day.
but Joe, why would
This extension.
yeah, why would anybody believe that could pass a third time? I guess that's the question I have.
Yeah.
Well, I think that what has happened is that some of the members of parliament who really support Brexit are now
Yeah, I
becoming
didn't
afraid
get
that it's
all of
never
it.
going to happen because they also saw confusion in
I just took
parliament
lots of
this
damage
week.
because I ran out of
They
maps.
discovered that a lot
We
of
just
their
got to
colleagues
build
are
like 2
skeptical
more times
about Brexit in the
on
first
my
place.
ramp down to
They are
the
concerned that
precinct.
if the second string
I
that
just
Theresa
took
May
like
is pursuing this notion of
all
asking
damage.
for a delay from the rest
I
of the EU, these
29.
Brexit members of parliament are concerned that if that happens, they might end up with a very
Well, let me
long
check how many
delay to
people.
this
Only
process,
one
which
on
would
my
give more
screen.
and more time for those other politicians to argue against Brexit, hold a second referendum, to engineer a general election that would elect new members of parliament who would try
Make
to
sure to
support
build.
Brexit, or some
Make sure to
soft
build.
reform here. So you have a lot of people making a lot
You have
of very
gliders or
complicated
something? Yeah, you have gliders.
calculations in not very much time. Well, the other question is, the EU now may go to the EU and says, give us a delay. But what incentive do these countries in the EU have to give them the delay if there's no expectation that there's a consensus for any kind of Brexit deal in London?
A lot of people
Well,
do
that
that to
is
me.
the other big problem that Theresa May is going to have to deal with next week when she meets with those leaders. Now, the best case is probably that they don't want people to think that they were responsible for pushing Britain out.
I got a
So they do have some incentive to try to be forgiving on the timing there if they think that they can give Britain a little more time to run here just for it to be absolutely clear that it is the fault of the UK Parliament that this is happening. But against that, they also have a lot of political problems in their own countries. The EU has a lot of other priorities that the remaining 27 members want to move forward with. They might conclude it's better for them to just rip off the Band-Aid, get the pain over with on March 29th on schedule, and just let the chips fall where they may. So if they do give Britain an extension, it's likely to be a longer extension than a shorter one.
It's gonna take a little while.
Being that if you just give them 3 months, probably that isn't enough time for Britain to get its act together. If you give them a year, maybe they can have
I want this chug chug, but I also want the
government
cleaners.
election and really change the political dynamics in Britain. Exactly. In fact, some of the suggestions that we hear are for extensions up to 2 years. And that would require Britain to participate in elections for the next European Parliament, which is something that the Brexiteers really don't like. I mean, an interesting twist here is that some of these conversations might actually make it easier for Theresa May to pass her deal next week, because some of those pro-Brexit members of Parliament might be listening to these discussions about long delays, European Parliament elections, this notion of being tied in for a long. They should just take the deal.
I hate that this
Okay, Joe, thanks very much. Very appreciate you being here. We have to wait. When we come back, it's a misses a week.
Why do you say that?
Not having a good breakfast can make you feel like your day never started.
You already know what's happening in the next season. Oh shoot, get right next to me. Quick.
Calcium and vitamin D to help your family be their best. Carnation Breakfast Essentials.
I just realized the story. So really next season, Gracie's coming back.
Gas X? You're tossing and turning isn't restlessness.
Who's telling you?
Gas X relieves pressure, bloating, and discomfort fast, so we can all sleep easier tonight.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell.
He
and
might
as
be
you know,
right.
my passion is to help each
What was he
and every
watching?
one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I guarantee you they'll be the most comfortable sheets you'll ever own.
With the Giza Dream Sheets, I'm getting the best sleep of my life. They are so soft and smooth. I never slept so good.
I fall asleep faster because I'm
where do you want to
actually
go?
comfortable.
Started with best cotton called Giza.
Right.
It's only
I
grown
can't
in
really
the
keep
region
up
between
with
the
you,
Sahara Desert, the
but
Mediterranean Sea,
I'll
and the
try.
Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable, which is why I can give you my full 10-year warranty. But I didn't stop there. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. I guarantee you the first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
We at that little building,
Go to
yeah,
mypillow.com or call the number on your screen right
missed?
now.
Oh, I hit him for
My
30.
Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors and will be the softest, most comfortable sheets
throwing
you will
cleaners
ever
out there.
own. Use the promo code and Mike will give you 30% off and free shipping.
He went out, he went out.
Finest, most sought after
Yeah, he's
in
on
the
me.
world.
Gliders,
Giza
yes.
was once preserved for only the finest dress shirts.
but is now available in Mike's Giza
He's over
Dream
here.
Sheets. They feature a beautiful
Oh, he hit me a couple times. Oh, he really lasered me, but I headshot him for a lot. 61. He's really weak.
I
mean, really weak.
my Giza Dream Sheets. Go to
He's probably gonna get me.
or call the number
Rush him,
on your
rush him.
screen right now.
You gotta
to
rush him.
carry on My Pillow Giza Dream Sheets.
I gotta
Use
get
the
down.
promo code
On my
and
little
will give
base.
you 30% off and free shipping. That's right,
He's still
30%
rushing
off and free shipping. Call or go online now.
Oh, from right behind you. You're good. He's really weak. I got him really low, so you should be able to kill him.
Beaches, Turks, and Caicos, where anything is possible.
He's coming down. He's coming down. He's coming down.
Wow.
Oh.
Get up to 65% off. Call 1-800-BEACHES.
El Chapo was the most hunted man in Mexico.
The Chapo, I really believe it was never about the money. It was about the power.
It's the shocking story of the chase and capture of the elusive Chapo
What'd you say?
Guzman. Catching El Chapo. Available now.
Alright, I just sent you a
Time
friend
now
request.
for our hits and misses of the week. Kate, start us off.
Paul, my miss this week is for the floated Trump idea to make our allies pay the full cost of stationing our troops in their country, plus some for the privilege of having us there. I think two things are missing here. One is that our allies tend to do pitch in quite a lot for the cost of stationing troops. But the second is just what a tremendous advantage this is for the U.S. For instance, our troops in Japan are a big check on China. We have troops stationed in Rota, Spain, Italy. It means we can steam into any neighborhood in the world where our interests are at stake, and it really protects the country.
All right, Jason.
This is a miss for California Governor Gavin Newsom, who is using his executive authority to essentially ban the death penalty in the state. The problem here, Paul, is that Californians have voted to support the death penalty 11 times since 1972, including 3 times in the past 7 years. In fact, in 2016, they not only voted for the death penalty, they voted to speed up execution. So we know where the voters stand. I think this is an insult to both victims and California voters.
Alicia.
This is a hit and miss to Facebook, which had a 24-hour outage this week, apparently due to some technical glitch. But it also showed that, you know what, life does go on without Facebook.
You can do without it?
Every day.
Good can your mother do without it? Dan.
Paul, I'm getting a miss to the social justice brigades. Just this week, about 2 weeks ago, a federal judge sentenced Paul Manafort to about 4 years in prison. The social justice brigades went insane, saying they showed there were 2 systems of justice, one for the wealthy and one for the poor. Well, just this week, another federal judge sentenced him to an additional 4 years in prison, and probably the state of New York is going to pile on some more. The social justice troops, total silence. They're just going to move on to the next outrage.
And I think that there's a real issue here, Dan, of double jeopardy. Because some of these episodes, these incidents that he's going to be charged with could relate to what he's already been charged with federally. All right, and remember, if you have your own hit or miss, be sure to tweet it to us at JDR on FNC. That's it for this week's show. Thanks to my panel. Thanks to all of you for watching on Politico. Hope to see you right here next time.
The White House pushing back today amid criticism that
I'll be right back. At least I'm ready up. I'll be right back. We'll take you off.
Some noted that the president's name was mentioned by the accused shooter. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new hour of America's News Headquarters on election.
And I'm Marcel Neville. Critics saying the president's rhetoric may have influenced the attack after the accused shooter in a rambling manifesto cited President Trump as a symbol of white identity. The president condemned the tragedy while also arguing that white nationalism is not a rising. White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney on Fox News Sunday.
I don't think it's fair to cast this person as a supporter of Donald Trump any more than it is to look at his his eco-terrorist passages in that manifesto and align him with Nancy Pelosi or Ms. Ocasio-Cortez. This was a disturbed individual, an evil person, and to sit and try and tie him to an American politician of either party probably ignores some of the deeper difficulties that this sort of activity exposes.
Garrett Tinney is live at the White House with more. So Garrett, what are other lawmakers saying about the president's response?
Well, if on the campaign trail, a number of 2020 Democratic presidential candidates are criticizing the president's response to the attacks in New Zealand, including Senator Amy Klobuchar. And this afternoon at a St. Patrick's Day parade in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Klobuchar said President Trump has not done enough to condemn white nationalism or to reach out to the Muslim community as a whole.
Alright, you there? Oh, where do you want to go? Alright, let's go there. Yeah. Alright, so if you want to check out my stream, it's called Whoa56ju. It's my name, okay? And then it's called Live. Whoa56ju Live. My stream, right? Can you hear me? Alright, my stream, so if you want to search up my stream, it's my name from Fortnite. You see from the top or bottom, it's a Whoa56. And then what you have to type in is and then you have to type in live, and then it's gonna be the top live stream, I'm pretty sure. If it's a picture of my skin I have on right now, for the thumbnail, yeah, that's
whether
it.
it's in Pittsburgh at a synagogue or whether it's in New Zealand.
And President Trump spoke with the Prime Minister of New Zealand on Friday and offered any help that she needs. And she told him that it would be helpful for him to say something to the to address the Muslim community. At this point,
wish I had my own gaming area.
Condemning the attacks as a whole, that has not happened. Arthel?
Hey, Gary, before
My gaming area,
this, what is the White House saying about the House's plan to try to override the president's veto?
I mean, like in real life.
Yeah, the White House is not the least bit concerned about that effort, simply because at this point the votes are not there. Here's acting White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney on Fox News Sunday.
Will you beat the override?
I have my own creative. I have a dropper in my creative. I have this thing that's not ready yet, and I also have this it can be a go-kart, and it can also be a hoverboard race. Nothing else. A go-kart or a hoverboard race. That's what it is.
That is why at this point the White House is so confident.
I had to break. My brother made a huge mess in my room before he got his own PlayStation. We go in there and he built this huge village. So me and all my friends.
The president
He exploded it all, and now it's all gone. Which I'm really happy about that because we had to use a big dart blade.
circumvent Congress as President Trump
I
tried
was
to
happy.
do with the border wall permit. Hillary Turner has more from our Washington Bureau.
Here you talk.
On Friday, President Trump issued the very first veto of his presidency after Congress rejected his national emergency declaration to fund a border wall. But turns out President Trump poked a sleeping bear. And now a major fight is brewing.
Wait, I'm gonna do something very risky, so you may have to revive me for this.
To declare national emergencies.
Oh my
Members of
goodness!
the president's own party
I
are pushing
missed.
back on him.
I think the president came to a different
I missed
conclusion
my
about
jump.
the Constitution and the law, as did about
I found a
three-quarters of my
campfire. I
Republican
missed my
colleagues,
jump,
to be,
seriously.
to be candid about it.
What I'm
I was trying to jump from.
colleagues were concerned about the Constitution.
I was trying to jump from the top
as well.
of that
At
tower.
issue, the National Emergencies Act of 1976.
I was trying to get on the
stood up by
power
the
line.
Congress after President
It was a
Nixon's
really risky
Watergate
thing.
scandal, and conceived of as a tool to rein in presidential power. Fast forward to 2020, the act instead gave President Trump a wish to expand his presidential authority. He declared a national emergency in order to bypass congressional opposition.
Oh, did you get on my
and the
stream
law.
yet?
So now both sides are fired up and readying plans
did you
to
get on my
ensure
stream?
future presidents can't pull a Trump-style national
Did you get on my
emergency.
stream?
So we'll just kind of flip this on the head. We'll allow the president to declare an emergency for 30 days.
Wait, what?
And if a majority of both chambers agree to have that emergency extended,
I know.
that should
Don't you have,
pass
do you have a
constitutional
phone or something?
musters. Past Congresses have given way too much of their constitutional authority way to
Alright.
the executive branch, and we should applaud
Oh,
that.
you should actually stay next.
The
You
path
should actually stay
forward
next
isn't
to me.
entirely clear, but the legality
Is
of
that
President
ripped to
Trump's
go for
declaration
us?
will
Like
get hashed
that
out
time
in the
when we
courts
were.
and investigated in congressional hearings.
No.
As for the veto, both Senate and House lack the votes required to override it, which means any money the
How do you-
president covers from the Pentagon to
How
the
do you
wall
always find
will likely
gliders?
stick. Eric?
I give it that signal.
How do you always find gliders?
All of this, let's bring in John Busty. He's the associate editor for the Wall Street Journal and a Fox News contributor. All right, John, so we're going to pick up on Jillian and Garrett Cheney's report there. So although, the vote going back to the House is going to go back to the House on March 26th.
Still there in the same position, playing the game.
I see somebody.
Playing the game. It's got to be 4 hours now.
Votes
At least 4 hours.
the president's veto. Still, 12 Republican senators joined Democrats and voted against the president's national emergency declaration in the first round. So, John, does
It's like
this
4 hours now. Just sitting there watching
inside the GOP? Is this the president losing the political a la carte served up by the Republican leaders?
He don't fight back because he knows I'm
It was
right.
a game of chicken, wasn't it? And the Republicans in the Congress who felt that this was too overt of a usurpation of Congress's authority decided not to blink. Those were the 12 senators who voted to say to the president, you just simply can't do this. So the question for the president is whether or not he's going to put them in a difficult position and other members of his party in a difficult position going into the 2020 campaign. His insistence on the wall, his insistence on funding the wall has now caused this.
Found a free chest. I found a free chest.
Small one, right? So
I don't know. I want this med kit, but I also want to say I'm taking the AR because I can find like a med
For
kit.
those who also feel a disagreement with the president on other issues, is it going to embolden them to step aside the next time he's asking for their loyalty? He likely will get his way with Congress. Getting the override of the veto was
Where is
very
that?
tall.
Where is that?
It's
It's on dynamite.
Then it does go to the court.
Oh, shoot.
However,
Right there,
and
right
it's
there.
an entirely different game. The president may end up using there what he has.
It's throwing dynamite
so
everywhere.
he
I gotta get in
voted
here.
in the 2020 election is that I tried everything.
Absolutely, he still has his
Jeez.
campaign mantra in hand. So
You can
is
search
this,
up my channel now.
would you say the overall observation is
Oh, wow.
trained
He's
on
really good.
presidential power
Wow.
and perhaps the abuse of it, or a perilous relationship between the executive and legislative branches of government?
Oh, it was actually two. It was two
Well,
people.
Congress has given the president a fair amount of authority over the last several decades with this ability to declare national emergencies. And there have been many of them declared, many of them still in force, everything dealing with terrorism to export controls of particular countries, Iran. The Congress, though, is pretty
There was
careful
two people
to
there.
husband its authority on allocating money for things. And that's where this really comes
If you're
into
wondering
play.
who Domination
Congress
is, that's my
concerned
brother.
that if the president is allowed to do this, what next? Not just this administration, but what happens when the next administration comes in, Republican or Democrat. And the president decides, I disagree
What
with
tier are you
Congress.
at?
I'm simply going to allocate the money and take it from someplace else.
Oh,
In this case,
are you
the
gonna watch
Pentagon
my
budget.
stream?
Next time it's the education budget or it's someplace else.
Right, it might set a precarious precedent. So you sort of touched on this earlier, John. The 12 Republicans who did
Are
not
you gonna
vote
search up my stream?
in favor of the president this go round, the first go round in terms of trying
What?
to veto his national declaration,
Are you gonna search-
emergency declaration.
are you
They
gonna search
voted
up your
against
stream?
it, as we said. But the question is, those 12, if I recall, they're not up for re-election.
Oh,
so
it's
they
my
were
it's my
emboldened
name
by
on the
this freedom,
Fortnite
this political freedom to do what they want. They
156ju,
didn't have
and
to
then
face
it's
the
and then the
president's
last
face that is
name
very
and then the
strong
last word is
very,
lie.
aggressive
And then it should be like the top one. It's a
voting,
picture of my
so
skin. Like the
with that
thumbnail
in
is my
mind, though,
skin.
does the president
The
risk
skin right
putting
here.
Republican control of the Senate in jeopardy? Because we've got a lot of Republican
I'm gonna
senators who
go
are up for re-election.
That's correct.
Let's just go lucky.
Yeah, that's correct. Almost all of the ones who voted against him are not up for re-election. It gives them a little bit of latitude.
Alright, is it the top one with my
Who did
skin?
vote with him are afraid of him.
Alright.
Some of them abide by the president. They're very much with him. They support him philosophically. They're on the same page.
Oh,
Others
that's
may
not
not
it, then.
agree with him. May not agree with
I'm
him
not
particularly on
fun.
this issue, but they're
That's
afraid
probably
of
not it.
his,
Oh yeah,
ability
yeah,
to
there it
affect
is.
their electability come 2020. So they voted with.
I couldn't tell if
I'm
you
not
were
sure
on
that's
it.
the best way to
Yeah, I
engender
couldn't tell if
loyalty
it was
down the
Nick.
road. Once
I
the
think you're on a
election does
different
take
one.
place, once these senators
I couldn't
are
tell if you're on
back
a
in
different
office
one, that's all.
for 6 years, are they going to remember this?
No, my different,
And are they going to remember
like a
the
different live
difficulty
stream
that the
because I
president
couldn't
put
tell
them
because he
in
said.
as they're on the campaign trail and their vote
Yeah,
in favor of the president
yeah, I
on
could-
this issue is hung over them?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like talking about like I didn't know if you were because when you said because you're flying down, Because I thought that was
The
what the
president
thumbnail
is
was at
not
first we
a
were talking
white
about.
supremacist.
So I was
I'm
like,
not sure how many times we have to say that. And to simply ask the question every time something like this happens overseas, or even domestically, to say, oh my goodness, it must somehow be the president's fault, speaks to a politicization of everything.
Yeah, I see that you left the
undermining sort of the institutions that we have in our country today.
So that is Mulvaney speaking to the president's reaction.
Oh my gosh, this default's really good.
In New Zealand.
What?
Those two Muslim mosques, and they're criticising the president has not spoken up enough against white nationalists. So is that sufficient, or do the American people want to hear
Use
the
that
president
5
himself
HP.
passionately denouncing white supremacy?
You left. Shows that you left.
This was a deranged individual in New Zealand acting on his own. He cited the president, but he cited a lot
It
of
shows
other
that you
stuff
left
as well.
the stream.
It is odd, however, when the acting chief of staff has to go on television to defend the reputation of the president that he isn't a white nationalist. This is a reputational problem of the president's own rhetorical making. He has spoken out against Mexicans crossing the border as rapists. He has spoken out against Muslims. He calls those who critique him or disagree with him enemies of the United States. This is very strong language, and I think that it has come back to haunt the president.
How old are you?
Also, there's this kind of legacy from the Charlottesville incident where he said there are good people on both sides of this issue. Did he speak out strongly
I was at that building
against
right
white
next to you.
nationalists in that case?
Not under you, but right
No.
next to you.
Has he in other instances? Yes. I mean, he's come out and said
There's
this
actually
is
two.
abhorrent behavior.
The default killed me.
Really is facing this
There's a
problem as a
default
result
that killed
of
me.
his own language.
5
and
HP.
it's
That's the guy. That's the guy who killed me.
years of his presidency.
He got
Perhaps
lucky.
it means it may require
Watch out, watch
each
out.
time. Unfortunately, these things continue to happen. That each
Nice
time the
finish.
president will have to come out and emphatically say, I do not support white supremacy. I do not condone it. I'm not inciting it. You know, he can't. In other words, the president can't give, white supremacy and racism a license to live.
Yeah, I think it's probably right, Arthel. But you can imagine also from the president's standpoint that he feels a little bit begrudging about that. Why should I have to come out? Why should I have to continue to repeat this? But part of the problem is that the president needs to repeat it. And
He was
needs to
at
come
12
out very strongly on the
HP.
issue. He's raised questions. And he's raised questions
at
about
12
his own, from his own language. Remember, denigration of immigrants from certain countries that he referred to in a derogatory term. Why do we have more immigrants from white Scandinavia?
Yeah, and not from the SO countries.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I'm killing you and
To be
me.
clear, neither one of us,
Right
we're
now.
not saying that the president is inciting this.
Alright,
We're
it should see
reporting
you
this,
back.
and that's that. Gotta go. Thank you.
Yeah, it's me and you,
And our now turning back to the horror in New Zealand. The officials there are continuing their investigation of that sickening massacre. And the new calls for gun regulation in that island nation. Tomorrow, the Prime Minister says there will be a cabinet meeting on changing gun laws. One proposal floated to potentially ban all semi and automatic weapons. This is where we're now learning some new details about the suspected gunman. Jackie Honda here is in New York and on the
upstairs.
Jackie.
Claire, the headline on the alleged shooter is that he had no criminal history and was not on the intelligence community's radar for extremist views. Investigators are looking into his travel to Turkey and Pakistan, but say he was not a member of any terror group, although he did have contact with many nationalist groups. And that's spurring a discussion within the intelligence community about a need to share information about imminent domestic threats with other countries, as is already done with international threats like ISIS. According to the Washington Post, the US, Canada, UK, New Zealand, and Australia are now collecting information on trends among radical groups, like what their grievances are and how they communicate, as it's becoming apparent that nationalists congregate online. And meanwhile, those online platforms are also under the microscope for their role in publicizing the attack. The live stream was shared on Facebook, YouTube, Reddit, Twitter, faster than those platforms were able to bring it down. Facebook removed 1.5 million videos of that footage within just 24 hours, but only 1.2 million were blocked at the point of upload. Facebook did not say how they missed the other 300,000. It drew a reaction from the acting White House Chief of Staff, Mick Mulvaney, who said it's no more the fault of the platforms than it is the fault of the president, who's been criticized for his immigration rhetoric.
Alright, so let's go salty.
Donald Trump is nowhere to blame.
That's
for
where I got my
happening in
6
New
skills
Zealand
today.
than Mark Zuckerberg is, because he invented Facebook. There are some terrible people in the world. We need to work with our partners, of which New Zealand is one of them.
I'm
to try
really
and figure
good
a way
at
to
salty.
find them, expose them,
and bring them to justice.
New Zealand is weighing a ban on semi-automatic weapons and will have a meeting on gun control on Monday. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern said she's looking into reports of
try to get this house. Try to get the house with the extra basement right there. Try to get it if you can. Don't go to it. Don't go to it. It's too many people.
About threats around the world.
One little hut.
Continuous combat
Open.
and fiscal
I got it.
instability have affected our readiness
Got it.
and eroded our competitive advantage.
What is there?
As the Secretary highlighted, China and Russia have
just watch
capitalized
me.
on our
I'll
distractions
try
and
to get
restraints by investing in capabilities specifically designed to challenge our traditional sources of strength.
I'll try to get the win.
But even as the Pentagon focuses on China and its growing threat of military might and cyber attacks, there is North Korea now threatening to pull out of nuclear talks with the U.S. and ruling out resuming nuclear and missile testing. What all of this means to our national defense, we'll talk about that coming up next.
Oh! Ah! I don't clean yours in there. Right, let me break them there. I doubt I'm gonna win. Yeah, I'm dead.
May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be at your back.
Oh, and this guy wasn't even playing. This teammate's not even playing.
Sir, you're a broker. What do you charge for online equity trades?
I'll look into it. Lisa Jones.
Hey Carl, what are you charging me for online equity trades? And do I get my fees back if I'm not happy, like a satisfaction guarantee?
Schwab.
Oh right, I'm calling.
Wait, Lisa. Lisa.
Are you getting low cost back by satisfaction guarantee? If not, talk to Schwab, a modern approach to wealth management.
So I'm searching for my show, and a dish guy just appears. So with Dish, you just say what you want, and it's on.
Control your TV by voice remote, only with Dish.
When cravings hit back. Choose Glucerna with slow-release carbs to help manage blood sugar and start making everyday progress. Glucerna.
Oh, my stomach does not feel good. The stream's about to be an hour long. Alright. Where do you have to go?
More than half of our community have discovered their Irish roots. Order Ancestry DNA and find the surprises in you. Just $59 through March 18th. Get your kit today.
When tough pain strikes, don't tough it out. Try this first. New Salonpas Patch Large. They're twice the size of before with the power to target large pain areas. Make Salonpas your first choice for tough pain relief.
At Safe Light Auto Glass, we really pride ourselves
How
on
long do
making
you
it
think
easy
that'll
to
take
get
you?
your windshield fixed. With Safe Light, you can see exactly when we'll be there, saving you time for what you love most.
I couldn't hear you. What did you say? How long does exactly take you?
The National Emergency Declaration voted down with GOP support. Congress splits with the president. Now, what does it mean for his party? Chris gets insight on Fox News Sunday.
United States.
We sell more Nissans than anyone else in Central PA.
Pennsylvania.
We sell new Nissans for less at Faulkner Nissan.
Lease Centra, just $28 a month. Lease Ultima, only $284 a month. Or get 0% APR financing plus $2,000 in finance.
Alright, what time is
or
it?
Lease Road, only
What time is it where you are?
Or Paxton Street, and on the Carlisle Pike in Mechanicsburg.
Nissans cost less at Faulkner Nissan.
You play on PS4, right?
The latest innovation from
What time is it
Xfinity
where you are?
isn't just a store. It's a save more with a new kind
What time
of
is it where
wireless
you
network
are?
store. It's a look what your Wi-Fi can do now store.
Mine's 420 right now. What's yours?
A get your questions answered by awesome expert store.
Alright, so I'll take you
It's
around
now
maybe.
there's one store that connects your life like never before.
Is that what
store.
time you're going to be
The
done?
Xfinity store is here, and it's simple, easy, awesome.
I'll still probably be on. Oh shoot! This kid's going to pickaxe me.
China's
I can't
defense
die.
spending approaches that of the United States when we take into account purchasing power and the portion of our budget going to military pay and benefits. That, coupled with China's organized approach to steal foreign technology, has allowed China to modernize its missile, space, and cyber capabilities.
Well, that's Acting Press Secretary Patrick Shanahan testifying before the Senate about China's military capabilities and strength. You know, despite so much talk in Washington about the border wall funding, well, much of the nearly $720 billion the Pentagon is asking for in its 2020 budget, that spotlights China's growing threat to our national security. Just how big is it? Dr. Rebecca Grant joins us, a national security and military analyst at Iris Independent Research. Dr. Grant, how much of a danger does China actually really pose to the United States now and in the future?
China is not our friend, and they have gone from being a growing military power to being very close to a peer. They're a big danger because they are trying to focus on cyberspace, artificial intelligence, and they have modernized their Navy.
Come on, open up, open up, open up.
A lot of new aircraft, steering new missiles. So they are facing threats in the Pacific.
All right, they have, you say, 10 times the number of ships than used to have.
Holy crap.
How about us? Are we parrying that, or how are we?
I'm not in a door, okay?
Well, make no mistake, the U.S. Navy is still superior.
I'm on this tower
thing. This defense budget specifically...
Oh, I came up from behind! I came up from behind! Got him. Wait, what? I thought I got him. Alright, now I got him.
Cyber, and we're looking at improvements in the Navy. This budget is
you were trying to break my triangle, so I came down.
Watch out.
I jumped
the
off.
U.S. is going to stay on guard in the Pacific with our allies and make sure to edge against China in the Pacific.
And they have been doing so much and being so aggressive. If you lived over there, and you got the South China Morning Post. Here's the headline.
I'm breaking this trap. There's a trap down. I'm not stupid about it.
At the Mexico border, the new military budget is focused on China.
I'm being careful.
Hypersonic missiles, space operations.
I'm gonna try to play as good as I can.
And the South China Sea as threats posed by China and displacement of the United States. What happens if we don't act appropriately enough?
Oh, we have to, and we are. So specifically, hypersonic missiles in this defense budget is increasing the programs for hypersonic missiles across the Army, the Air Force, and the Navy.
I barely survived. You know that? You know there's 2 towers in Dusty Divot that are really tall?
Going on in the Pentagon. Some Pentagon civilians went against the Air Force and said put in 8 F-15s, even though the Air Force hasn't bought F-15s since
those mushrooms don't probably try to take them.
And then they also asked the Navy to cut out an aircraft carrier to carry us right at a time when the Navy really needs more carriers in the Pacific. So those are going to be very hot issues for Congress to decide. Why should the Air Force buy old F-15Xs instead of the new stealth jets to approach China?
What's the reason for that, do you think?
Over there?
We don't know, and so all the defense analysts are wondering what's up with that.
Yeah, they are.
Because the top leadership in the Air Force had said they need stealth aircraft like the F-35 and the F-22 to challenge China and, of course, Russia and others. And with the aircraft carrier, it's very puzzling because we want to have that forward presence in the Pacific. So we really need to keep the trio, keep all the carriers. China is just too big of a threat, and we have to reach out.
I don't know where I am.
Bombers, fighters, tankers in order to deter China's threats in the South China Sea.
I just got 8 cards.
I mean, China got their own aircraft carrier in development. So, you know, why would we take various Truman out of the water?
Exactly. Their first carrier, the Liaoning, has already done flight operations. They have a second one ready, and the third one laying the keel and dry dock. So it's no time to be cutting back our aircraft carrier force. We need that. We need to fight in a multi-domain concept. So our military has to fight in air, space, cyber, land, undersea. It's that multi-domain concept that we see throughout this 2020 defense budget. And that's what's going to allow us to keep the edge over China, Russia, or anyone who buys their equipment.
And do you think, even with all their moves, that Taiwan is safe? That Taiwan, a flourishing democracy, is independent and can be protected appropriately?
Well, Taiwan is a flourishing democracy, and as you know, Eric, Taiwan is a treaty ally. So the U.S. does have a commitment to defend Taiwan if necessary, and I think we would do it.
And do you think, you know, the Chinese have been kind of belligerent about Taiwan, more so just in the last year or so? I mean, Is there any envision that you have that there could be a type of military conflict there, or Beijing would know where the sucker goes?
I think the key is to deter, and that's what we have that China doesn't. We have strong allies like Taiwan, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, of course. So we need to have that strong ability to deter. And the fact that we can look at the Taiwan Strait or the South China Sea and exercise our forces and prepare, we deter China that way. And that's what we're looking for long term.
And finally, Dr. Grant, during his testimony, Patrick Shanahan also said this has been a growing problem for some time. Now, what happened to the Obama administration pivot to Asia? I mean, wasn't that supposed to be the whole point of this, to try to prevent,
Henry, you got a mic?
Right, the pivot of 2012.
My friend, you got a mic.
But we just didn't fund enough of the programs that we needed. So this budget tries to catch up with funding F-35, B-21 bomber, Navy modernization, more missile defense,
about to be an hour long.
cyber. But we're catching up, and China never
Hour
had
long
that
stream,
payback
hour long
and
stream.
sequestration. They just kept driving forward and modernizing.
Right now.
Of course, be watchful for them. Dr. Rebecca Grant, who is appropriately attired on this Impact
Thank you.
Very nice. Okay, a new name is added to the already crowded Democratic presidential 2020 field. Ahead, a live report of that and what some of the other candidates have been saying this weekend. And we will have the latest reaction to the House vote to make the Mueller report public, which one Republican in Congress calls a publicity stunt by Democrats.
Mueller will then present some kind of report. That is given to Bill Barr. Bill Barr at that point, then he makes what's called an explanation to basically 4 people that have to be notified. It doesn't say that we're the only ones or at the same time have to be notified.
Oh my gosh, sorry about this.
Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief. What? I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job.
What?
What? What? What? What? What? It happens. And you got covered car insurance? Paid for this? You feel like getting robbed twice to get off stage. And you're better protected from mayhem. Like me.
TrueCar is great for finding new cars. You're smart, you already knew that. But it's also great for finding the perfect used car. You'll see what a fair price is, and you can connect with a TrueCar certified dealer. Now you're even smarter. This is TrueCar.
Where will you be when your oral laxative kicks in? The pool? In bed? Try Fleet Liquid Glycerin instead. Relief in minutes, not hours. Guaranteed. Fleet.
Every time on your time. Welcome to Atlantis, where the unexpected awaits. A vacation that touches your soul, where unexpected moments become lifelong memories, bonding you to strangers, to friends, to the ocean. There are many vacations, but the best ones happen on an island called Paradise, at a place called Atlantis.
Book your spring break or summer vacation by March 18th at 1-800-ATLANTIS or atlantisbahamas.com.
Hey, renovators. Time to dream bigger. Wait, your mind your secret weapon. You got what I need for my renovation. Start your renovation at wayfair.com.
Introducing the new friendly South
Alright guys, it's out here guys. And today guys, we are gonna be going to Tilted Town.
friendly program that delivers results in a
And guys,
simple way.
we're gonna try to get this one guys. I doubt if we could start. We're like
high protein keto friendly program that burns fat.
4 days guys since I've been on. So yeah guys, this is my stream guys. Only for that stream probably.
Order your 28-day plan right now.
Just joking,
and
guys.
we'll push you South Beach. Plus a
If you guys thought, comment down below.
Simply Fit shakes free. 20 grams of protein, probiotics, and tastes great.
Y'all, these shakes are so
So comment down below if you did believe I was out.
On the South Beach diet.
Call or go online in the next 4 minutes and save 40%.
I'm just asking you. Please stop.
Go online or call
Tell me.
372-WAVE right now and save 40%.
Well, why am I supposed to flipping know where the shotgun is? I thought it was on the first floor.
Asthma symptoms
It was on the, I mean, I thought it was on the second floor. So then all the way to the second floor.
About 50% of people with
Wait,
severe
no, it's on the
asthma have
first
too many
floor.
cells called
Holy
eosinophils in their
crap, bro.
lungs. Eosinophils are a key cause of severe asthma. Fasenra is designed to target and remove these cells. Fasenra is an add-on injection for people 12 and up with asthma triggered by eosinophils. Fasenra is not a rescue medicine or for other eosinophilic conditions. Fasenra is proven to help prevent severe asthma attacks, improve breathing, and can lower oral steroid use. Fasenra may cause allergic reactions. Get help right away if you have swelling of your face, mouth, and tongue or trouble breathing. Don't stop your asthma treatments unless your doctor tells you to. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection or your asthma worsens. Headache and sore throat may occur. Haven't you missed it? Ask an asthma specialist about Fasenra. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Why?
And now to the latest on the Mueller investigation. President Trump saying he told House Republicans to vote in favor of a resolution calling for the public release of the special counsel's report. The president saying,
Alright guys, so we're done because it's been like a year since I played. I hope you guys enjoyed this LA video. See you in the next one, guys. Bye.
Republican Congressman Doug Collins said the measure was a plan that backfired on the Democrats.
Kind of a political stunt by the Democrats who thought that they could divide Republicans into voting no upon it. They have no agenda. They have nothing that they can actually put on the floor. So they wasted an entire week of the American taxpayers' dollar to actually put a report on the floor that said nothing, basically except the same thing the regulations say that Mr. Barr needs to do. So we just called it bluff and just said, fine, we can vote for this because this is exactly what Bill Barr said he's going to do. Why are we wasting people's time?
Molly Hibbert is live in Washington now with more. Hello, Molly.
Hello, Arthel. Members of Congress want to have their
Fortnite, oh yeah, Fortnite, oh yeah, yeah, Fortnite, oh yeah, oh yeah, Fortnite, oh my,
Well, the ability to
guys, comment down below if you hate this. This is what my cousin made. It's so stupid.
In the other chamber. I've been very disappointed at the ways in which the Republican majority in the Senate did not move forward with a thorough investigation on the Judiciary Committee in the last Congress. That's our responsibility.
Keep in mind, the final say over what happens to Mueller's finished product on Russian collusion lies with Attorney General William Barr. Congress can vote, make its voice heard, and try to exert legislative pressure, but the decision is Barr's. Barr has said that he believes the public and Congress should, quote, be informed of the special counsel's work. And he says his goal is to, quote, provide as much transparency as I can, consistent with the law. President Trump has made it clear via Twitter in the past couple of days that he thinks the Mueller probe is a, quote, illegal and conflicted investigation in search of a crime. He said there shouldn't even be a Mueller report. But he also told House Republicans to go ahead and vote for transparency because, quote, it makes us all look good and doesn't matter. The House Senate bill to the Senate, where South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, objected. Graham wanted the Senate to add a provision calling on the Trump Justice Department to investigate how the Obama Justice Department handled the Hillary Clinton email scandal and other issues surrounding the 2016 election. Senate Democrats were not on board with that. Arthel?
Molly Hibbert. Thanks, Molly.
So, Al, what are we in for in the fight to make the whole Mueller report public? Let's bring in Chris Davis, former senior investigative counsel for the House of Representatives and former assistant attorney general with the New York State Office of Attorney General. So, Chris, Mueller, as the discharge, provides a confidential report, goes to Attorney General Bill Barr. Barr can produce a summary, and you know what's going to happen. Everyone's going to want to read between the lines. They're going to demand to let it all out. So they're looking at anything's redacted, you know, what's behind there. I mean, this thing is going to get, questioned up the wazoo.
You're right, Eric, and they're going to look between the lines. So I think what's going to happen is, rather than after it goes to Attorney General Barr, he certainly has the legal authority to decide what he releases to Congress. But I think what's going to happen here, and this is related to what you said about reading between the lines, Congress, if Attorney General Barr decides not to release the report itself and just a summary, Congress will, and I think should, issue a subpoena for the report. If they issue a subpoena for a report, the key thing is obviously to redact anything that's classified. But other than that, this report should be public. The American people paid, I think, approximately $25 million for it. There were serious allegations made, and one way or the other, everybody should know. This report could turn out to show the allegations were that the president or people who work for him were somehow involved with collusion with the Russians. If that's the case, and this report demonstrates that, then that can be pursued one way. At the same time, it's important for the American people to know if there's nothing like that uncovered, and after almost 2 years and $25 million, if there's no evidence of that, the American people should know that too. And again, that could be obtained through subpoena by Congress.
You know, critics will say, is there a collusion illusion, or is in fact that meeting Trump Tower, where Don Jr. and others thought they were meeting with the Russian lawyer representing the government, as the email said, in support of Donald Trump for president. You know, how Mueller will come down on that, and whether or not that was, in fact, a meeting of collusion.
Exactly. And the only way to get to the bottom of it is not the read between the lines, as you said, Eric. It's, you know, the American people, they can read the report themselves and make their own determination. So with respect to that meeting that you're referring to, or any other issue, including the Steele dossier, the role that played in this investigation, because he came out recently and said he didn't even confirm certain aspects of the information that ultimately found their way into a FISA warrant. So this isn't just about one thing or the other. This report should really shed light on everything rather than guessing games and rumors.
And when you say everything, would that get into the funding of the Steele dossier? We've heard a lot about the DNC and Hillary Clinton's campaign at Perkins Cove, you know, behind some of this, and supposedly the FISA court not being told about that.
Sure, that's a key issue. When you go to the FISA court, a federal judge, and you ask that federal judge to listen to the conversations of Americans, that's a serious matter. And if part of that was based on information that was politically derived or derived for political purposes to hurt someone, then that should certainly be known.
Meanwhile, this is not the only investigation ongoing. You have several others. Here's what Congressman Harley Ruda said about that.
Jump!
The Mueller report is only one of 3 investigations going on right now. It is focused primarily on what transpired during the campaign. You also have what's going on in the Southern District of New York and the Eastern District of Virginia. So we tend to focus on the Mueller report being released and that's going to answer all questions. It's not. It's one of 3 major investigations going on.
Yeah, some say the Southern District, the federal investigation in Manhattan is the most important because they're looking into the Trump organization, businesses, and allegations. Michael Cohen, you know, testifying that the Trump organization inflated assets on insurance forms while deflated for tax purposes, and some speculation that there may have been some hanky-panky in that Deutsche Bank a mortgage in terms of your assets. You served in the Attorney General's office here in New York State. There are charges already from the Manhattan Attorney's Office that have been filed against Paul Manafort. What type of pitfalls are for the president in the future for this? Because you can't pardon out of that one because it's a New York State or local investigation.
You're right, and the pitfalls depend on what the substance, if any, is during the investigation. But the pitfalls, if the Southern District of New York uncovers any information about financial misdeeds with respect to whether it's the inaugural committee or any real estate deals, then there are obviously pitfalls. And as you pointed out, Eric, if the Manhattan District Attorney's Office pursues this case against Paul Manafort, there is no pardon. The only one thing that everybody should keep in mind is any information that comes from Michael Cohen has to be independently verified. He's an admitted liar. He's going to prison for lying, and clearly has animosity toward the president. So it's okay to follow up on his leads, as you have to in a government investigation, as long as that information is verified by either independent documents or independent witnesses.
Well, the reports say that Deutsche Bank is cooperating. So wouldn't this all be in the paperwork? Wouldn't there be a paper trail if there was something wrong, or if it is all kosher?
Well, there would be, if there is something wrong, or if it's kosher. Either way, you would have a paper trail, and presumably, because if they do have Deutsche Bank's records, I've reviewed very sophisticated bank records for investigations that I've handled when I was in the government, and they're extremely detailed. Deposits, withdrawals, transfers. So there would be a paper trail, and it should be easy enough, one way or the other, to get to the bottom of it.
And finally, Chris, okay, your prediction on when we're going to see the Mueller report. I mean, everyone for weeks have been saying it's almost there. And Andrew Weissman and others, I mean, they're peeling off. The investigators and the top officials are going back to private practice and law schools to teach. That's got to be a pretty good tip-off there.
Right. I'm comfortable, Eric. I'll make a prediction that the report itself will be released, and if I had to guess, I think it's going to be released through Congress by a subpoena. In terms of the timing of the release of it, that I wouldn't guess, because as you know, they've been saying it's going to be released in 2 weeks just in public, not Mueller's team, but they've been saying it's going to be released next week for at least a month. So there's no telling when it's actually going to be released, and the only guy who knows is Bob Mueller.
Yep, and he, I guess, he talked. He ain't. This stays there. It's always good to talk to you. Thank you for your insight.
Well, after 6 years of drought, California is having its wettest season in 40 years, but experts say the state's golden opportunity is just going down the drain. William Lajeunesse explains.
We're watching the atmospheric river, and it's going to be aimed right at Southern California.
LA to San Francisco, near record rain, yet 80% is wasted.
And we'll never capture it all, but we have to do a better job of capturing what we can.
A study by the Pacific Institute's Peter Glick found California cities fail to capture trillions of gallons of rainwater each year.
There are literally hundreds of thousands of acre-feet of storm water that now we don't capture, that could be captured and put to use during the dry season.
Not long ago, California found itself in a devastating 5-year drought.
As Californians, we have to pull together and save water in every way we can.
The drought ended, but voters did approve in 2014 $3 billion in bonds for water storage. Yet the first project is still 5 years out, and the state hasn't built a new dam in 40 years.
There is still a constant debate in California about the value of building very expensive concrete infrastructure like new dams, if we could find decent places to build them, or raising Shasta, for example, versus some of these other ideas of cutting demand and being more efficient.
President Trump wants to enlarge Shasta Dam, providing 14% more water. California doesn't want it, citing environmental concerns.
Our water supply is becoming less reliable because of climate change.
Governor Gavin Newsom says he favors more storage. The former Republican governor, Pete Wilson, tried to build more dams in the 90s, but told the LA Times Democratic majorities and no-growth advocates stopped it, saying surface collection was not politically in season. Now it is. Los Angeles currently consumes as much water per year as it allows to wastefully flow into the ocean. In Los Angeles, William Lajeunesse, Fox News.
Well, from the coast of California to parts of the plains of the Midwest, they are being hit by severe weather this weekend, and that's prompted disaster declarations in several states. Meteorologist Adam Klotz in the 'Whoa56ju Weather Center with what we can expect. Hi, Adam.
Hey, Eric, there has been major flooding across portions of the Midwest. Every one of these a river gauge. All of them indicated flooding rivers. This is going to start to move downstream the next couple of days. And will there be more rain on the way? I'm going to tell you that coming up in my full forecast after the break.
So, how are you enjoying your first NCAA tournament?
Gosh, it's lovely. I'm here to let all these folks know how easy it is to save money on their car insurance with the Coin Code. And oi, set a bit. You get outside, shoot the three!
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I think I pulled a hammy. Can we get some ice? Just one cube of ice.
DICA, proud partner of NCAA March Madness. Applebee's three-course meal. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
I don't keep track of regrets, and I don't add up the years. But what I do count on is Boost.
Delicious Boost High Protein Nutritional Drink has 20 grams of protein, along with 26 essential vitamins and minerals. Boost High Protein. Be up for life.
I'm so sorry. I mean, really sorry, bro. I'm extremely sorry. I'm just gonna get it done. Sorry, weird.
With Rakuten, everything you buy means money back for the things you really want.
This is not a bed. It's a revolution in sleep. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed from $9.99 senses your movement and automatically adjusts on each side to keep you both comfortable. And snoring? How smart is that? Smarter sleep. So you can come out swinging, maintain your inner focus, and wake up rested and ready for anything. Only at a Sleep Number store. Save $500 on select Sleep Number 360 smart beds. Plus, free premium delivery and setup. Ends March 17th.
In Jamaica, we live by the don't worry philosophy, and only Sandals gives you more of Jamaica because everything's included at 6 spectacular resorts. So you can stay at one and play at all of them. Play more, man. Dine at more restaurants, no problem. And celebrate more, all included, all unlimited. Sandals Resorts, more of Jamaica's best from the world's best. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
You're curious, always learning, always striving to be greater. And to be greater, you need to think greater with the Great Courses Plus at thegreatcoursesplus.com. The great new way to learn with award-winning college-level courses. Get unlimited access to thousands of topics to educate, enlighten, and empower you. And now you can try it free. Go online to thegreatcoursesplus.com or download the free app and start your free trial of the Great Courses Plus now.
If you're making more bathroom trips or waking up to urinate, pay attention. Super Beta Prostate is a best-selling formula because its ingredients can reduce urges to urinate. The results are real. Stop ignoring your urges to go. Get Super Beta Prostate.
From 2 stories to 20, from ready apps to emergency response. Whenever damage strikes, call on the cleanup team that's faster to any size disaster at 1-800-SURF-PRO, or it will never even happen.
Avoid emergency and disaster declarations in Nebraska, Iowa, and Wisconsin after severe weather and heavy rain slammed the plains in Midwest Friday, leading to devastating floods. In Nebraska, water is rising to historic levels. The state's National Guard rescuing people trapped by rivers and creeks that top their banks. Meteorologist Adam Cox is in the Fox Extreme Weather Center for the forecast. So Adam, where is the system going? What's coming next?
Hey there, Arthur.
If I got pushy, I would have told you we're going last night. That'd be pushy. We're going. I say so, we're going.
Really not a concern. The only big concern after that continues to be this one that we're paying attention to running across the
That's what I should have done.
We've seen some heavy rain in Central Florida, Northern Florida. That likely going to continue. But in some of those areas that were hardest hit during the last 3 or 4 days, it's been mostly clear. A little bit of snow and rain moved through over the course of the weekend. Now clearing off even more so on the backside, which means not a lot more rain on the way. Unfortunately,
I'm watching, bro.
all these flood warnings, advisories, especially in portions
Yeah, we can go retail,
of eastern Nebraska.
I know,
There's just
I
so
said I'm
much rain
watching,
and there's
we
so
can
snow
go
on the ground. It's gonna
retail.
melt the next couple of days, which is only going to make problems a little bit worse. But everything you're following that green line,
so do you have a channel?
That's been flooding. The Mississippi River also flooding. We're seeing plenty of surrounding areas.
I think I might have like 3 or 2 subscribers. I just started my channel, Fortnite Pro. Right now, it's called Fortnite Pro. My channel is my name, Whoa56ju on Fortnite. And then the last,
Yeah, my sunglasses up there.
And then the other, I can't remember.
They're in the bedroom.
And then the other word is live. So you know that.
They're in the bedroom.
Yeah, I went about nothing rains, but snow melt here before
Which means more water and possible more flooding. Oh boy, Adam Cox. Thank you.
Well, today another senator entered the 2020 race for the White House. New York's Kirsten Gillibrand officially has become the latest Democratic candidate to jump in. Coming up, how she's trying to appeal to the voters in the growing field.
He didn't hit me once, I don't think. He's a potato.
Opening doors with Closart.
Turning 50 opens the door to a lot
So
of
I
good
can get
things.
them
Right now,
good.
your doctor may be
I'll just
talking
grab
to you
these
about screening for colon
plates.
cancer. Luckily, there's me, Cologuard, the non-invasive
Yeah.
test you use at
All I
home.
have is a honey rifle.
It all starts when your doctor orders it.
I got a
Then
green
it's as
pump. Let's
easy as
go,
get,
bleed.
go, gone.
Alright,
You
come
get
over to
one
me.
item delivered right to your front door. And
Try to
with the
sneak
privacy
over to me, alright?
There's no prep or special
You right
diet. You just
I'll try to get, how many wins do you have?
collect your sample. After that, I'm gone.
9?
For DNA testing to find colon cancer.
I'll try to get
Cologuard
you.
is not for everyone. It is not for high-risk individuals.
I'll try to get
those
you.
with history of colon cancer, HIV, certain hereditary cancer syndromes, or
Yeah, where's Mike?
colon cancer.
Where's he at?
Ask your doctor if Cologuard is right for you. Covered by Medicare and most major insurers.
TrueCar is great for finding new cars. You're smart. You already knew that. It's also great for finding the perfect used car. You'll see what a fair price is, and you can connect with a TrueCar certified dealer. Now
Holy
you're
crap.
even smarter. This is TrueCar.
Holy crap.
Your brain
Holy crap.
changes as you get older, but Prevagen helps your brain with an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
Bet on Spin as O'Rourke joins the Dems on the 2020
You there,
trail.
bro?
He's the new candidate hiding a hypocritical past. Steve's on Swamp.
You can have
On
it
the
if
next
you want.
revolution tonight.
At Giant, you'll find
You can try to get a win.
prices all the freshest produce you love to feed your family, like apples, bananas.
If you want to search my,
delicious
if you want to search,
strawberries, healthy kale,
what?
red onions.
JU. JU.
Nice save. The finest.
When I find my stream, it's Whoa56ju, and then it's so it's Whoa56ju my live stream, and then it's and then the last word. What? Alright, this is my capital.
Here you go.
As you get older, the adjustments you make can be frustrating.
I hate
Ask your
whenever I
eye
get
doctor about
like
Dane's
triple
Total One
team.
multifocal contact lenses. They let you see clearly near and far with a contact lens that feels like
Oh my
nothing.
gosh.
Learn more and get a 35-day trial at see-near-and-far. Insufficient or poor quality sleep can increase a person's risk of developing serious medical conditions. That's because during sleep, your body restores itself by repairing tissues and flushing out waste toxins from the brain. Quality sleep can help you feel better and increase your odds of being healthier and more productive. This has been Sleep Tips.
Wow.
Great advice for a healthy slumber. Brought to you by Mattress Warehouse.
Yeah, did you have me? You said me in front of us? Alright, it's good. Alright, my channel, don't leave yet. My channel name is, my live stream name is, did you? Actually? I'll tell you one in the lobby.
Tired of the high-pressure sales spin? At Mattress Warehouse, you simply lie back, relax, and let BedMatch do the work for you. Welcome back. Mattress Warehouse, using science, not pressure, to find your perfect bed.
Will Braid win? Well, it hasn't always, and it isn't right now. I took your lead. I chose Brave too. That's why I'm running for president. And it's why I'm asking you for your support.
Well, that's New York Democratic Senator Kirsten Gillibrand formally launching her 2020 presidential campaign today, ahead of her third trip to Iowa this week. You know, she's not the only Democratic candidate who is stumping in that place. Senators Cory Booker and Amy Klobuchar both holding events in the Hawkeye State this weekend, and Jeff Paul is following all their doings live from our Los Angeles bureau. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Eric. Yeah, Gillibrand in that video tweeting President Trump to show the contrast between him and her, then called on her supporters to join her outside of Trump International in Manhattan 1 week from today. Over in Iowa, Senator Amy Klobuchar spoke with voters today at a St. Patrick's Day parade. She was also asked about how she would have handled the New Zealand mass shooting differently than President Trump.
Alright. So so if you want to see my Fortnite live stream, so it's the top, it's gonna be the top one. Alright? So it's called Whoa56ju, my name for Fortnite, capital W, and then the last part of it is called Y. It's Whoa56ju.
Now, most
It should be the
polls
first one
have
that
for
pops
former
up.
Vice President Joe Biden leading the pack
You can
of
subscribe and
Democrats,
leave a
while he
like.
hasn't officially announced that he is running for president. He came very close last night while speaking.
So,
at dinner in Delaware.
blah, blah, if you can hear me. Can you hear me? So this live stream, been going on for exactly 1 hour and 28 minutes. My live, did you search up
Julian Castro is in South Carolina.
Capital
Senator
W.
Elizabeth Warren is over in Tennessee. Eric?
All right, Jeff. A lot going on this weekend, and more so next. Thanks so much.
Well, I think
JU,
that's it
just
for
JU.
now.
And then
That
live.
is up next
Yeah,
after a
and
short
then
break.
live.
You know, I think it's
JU and then
funny,
live.
because we love St. Patrick's Day, but there is
Make sure
no
to
memo.
just space in that.
Trust me, there's no memo that says that all newscasters and every channel they have to
Alright,
wear
click
green
on it and then that's
St.
me.
Patrick's Day.
Alright, we're going
They
to,
do, so
you're going to like and subscribe if you can.
believe me, happy St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for spending your time with us.
Do you want it?
You need insurance, but it's not really something you want to buy. It's not sexy.
Alright, there, you want it.
Or delicious.
Alright, can you at least leave a like?
But since
Are
need
you
both
holding
car
it like
and home insurance,
regular
why not
where it's
bundle
big
it with
screen, or are you
insurance
holding
and save
it
up
like
to 10%,
you can actually like
which you could spend
little
on
screen?
things you really want to buy,
Is
like
that? Oh, you have to go to
I
little
don't know what
screen.
you want to buy because I'm just a guy on your TV. Insurance, it's
So
surprisingly
be honest.
painless.
There was a moment, my son I believe was about 4, where he actually asked me, Mommy, what's wrong with your teeth?
If I would have known that I was going to be
I mean,
50 years happier, I would have
Young and
it's
asked
not
to know
good,
much sooner.
but
It was a very life-changing experience.
And it felt like I was me.
I don't have that
When I
many
realized I
subscribers.
hadn't been for 3 years.
I mean,
Ask me
it's all on
We're
my.
all about yes. Like yes to flexible hours and payment options. Yes to free
Okay.
exam and x-rays for new patients without insurance.
Oh,
And
that's
yes,
my
whenever you're
channel.
ready to get started, we are too.
That
Call
one?
now at 1-800-ASK
That one?
80% of women will
Oh, almost got
experience
two.
hair thinning or hair loss. Are you one of them?
I actually wore a wig for you because I had so much hair loss. It's just embarrassing to have to hide your
I
bald
can't.
spot when you're a woman. I noticed the thinning areas right here. You don't realize how important your hair is until you start losing it.
Oh,
There's
right.
a solution to thinning hair with clinically
Nice.
proven Viviscal, the #1 hair
I'm gonna
growth
need that
supplement
AR.
made
I'm
for
really good at
everyone
AR, so
of
let me
every
please
hair
have that.
type.
You
In
guys
as
have
little
hope.
as 3 months,
Oh, so you want me to
Viviscal
have
is
it?
proven to increase number of hairs by 32%.
You want me to have it
and
with pump or
decrease shedding
no?
by 39%. Guarantee or your money back.
When I
For
took
what?
Viviscal, my hair got thicker, just it felt softer. It feels great.
That's
to
all
be
I have
thinner.
for.
It feels amazing. I absolutely love it.
Viviscal is the only hair growth supplement with amino mock that delivers nutrients to the hair follicle at each
Chuck?
stage of hair growth, nourishing
Oh, they're
and
far
promoting the
away.
growth and thickness of existing hair.
I gave it 2 or 3
Oh, I got
months.
more. I got
and
more.
Fantastic. It actually
You have? Is
works.
that?
I love it.
Something like Viviscal that works.
Oh, this too. This too. Oh, I hit one too.
Drug-free. Priceless.
Nice.
Viviscal
Got him.
for thicker, fuller, healthy-looking hair. For best results, we'll send you a full 3-month supply, and you'll only
Alright,
pay
you can have it.
$39.99
I
now
don't
to
need
get
it.
started, and shipping is free. You'll also get
I
our
don't need it.
nourishing healthy hair kit.
I don't
a
want.
$100
No, I don't. I
value,
found a big
which
pot. You can
includes
take
our
it. Oh yeah.
full-size Viviscal
I don't
Gorgeous
need it.
Growth
Oh, it
Densifying
goes
Leave-In
too. Right.
Elixir,
There is.
and 2 of our amazing
There
nourishing hair
is.
masks
There is.
free. If you don't absolutely love your results, just
We'll
send
try to
back
get
what
this
you don't
one.
use. We'll even pay the return shipping. And all
I'm
these
gonna
gifts are
drink this
yours to
big
keep
pot just to get
just
the
for
100
trying
hundred.
Viviscal. Go out and buy Viviscal, use Viviscal, stay on Viviscal, go do it now. You can get Viviscal in stores everywhere, but this special TV offer is only available by calling or going to Viviscal.com.
Alright, take one of the hoverboards and go.
Sandwiches are so simple that
Take one of
everything
these
from the
hoverboards
wild-caught
and
Alaskan pollock
one
to
of
the
the screen
crispy
where we should
lettuce
go.
has to
Let's
be
go into
perfect.
Dusty Diner. Let's go to Dusty Diner.
Twice.
Arby's, we have the meats.
Try to do
For
some cool
sandwiches.
flips.
Super crispy, grown in Idaho, frozen fries. Got 100% real Idaho potatoes. They bake up crispy on the outside and
You're
tender
on
the
my stream
inside.
still, yeah.
Grown in Idaho, super crispy fries.
Ooh! Did you Did you see mine?
When a massacre like the one in New Zealand occurs, it's tempting to opine, but we're going to leave that to others. We do know that evil
Be
exists.
very quiet. I'm gonna go up to the. I'm gonna go up to the wall. I'm going up to the wall. Get over here. Get over here,
The
bro.
vile terrorist left behind a manifesto, but his twisted beliefs only exist to mess with us. His views veer all over the place. He hates immigration, but he loves the environment. He hates diversity and individuality. He's an eco-fascist, a green nationalist. When you think about it, he's nothing. So as usual, his name shall never be mentioned here. But the point worth noting is this. He wished through his violent act to create a civil war. I'm going to come around from the side. The terrorism was meant to foment unrest and conflict. So if we were to point fingers at each other like other networks do, then we fulfill that goal. So we won't. We all believe in something that can later be twisted by evil men. And that puts all of us in the same boat. So that's it for now. We're going to do a normal show.
Oh, whoa, he's right here.
Our thoughts are with the victims and their families.
He's trying to trap me in a box. Jeez. Oh, laser gun. 43 in the head.
All right. Imagine you're on a bus or a train, and there's only one seat available next to you. And of course, here comes a young bony backpacker with patchy facial hair wearing a wool cap in the summertime. He sits down and just starts talking.
Revive me. Come down here quick. Revive me. Oh, get down here. Get down here. Oh, why did you do that? He's down here now.
And he's dying to tell you all about it. That's our Beto.
Quick, 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 quick. You can still do it. You can still do it. Quick, quick, quick. Quick, quick. Don't worry, I'm dead. 3, 2. It's okay, man. It's okay. Do you have your own phone or something? Or do you just have an iPad? Is that it?
That's our Beto.
Do you have any brothers?
In today's episode, Beto tells us that the world is ending.
There's going to be massive migration of tens or hundreds of millions of people from countries that are literally uninhabitable or underwater, that are above the sea right now. This is our final chance. The scientists are absolutely unanimous on this, that we have no more than 12 years to take incredibly bold action on this crisis.
He looks like he's conducting the London Philharmonic after
any brothers or sisters?
I haven't seen that much hand movement since I visited that massage parlor in Florida. Of course, you know who else noticed? This guy.
How did you know?
I've never seen so much hand movement. I said, is he crazy or is that just the way he acts? So, I've never seen hand movement. I watched him a little while this morning.
What were you?
I assume it was some kind of a news conference. And I've actually never seen anything quite like it.
I'm like tier 34, I think.
Study it.
What tier are you?
Study it, I'm sure you'll agree. From now on, that's all you're going to see. Beto's hands. And you know what else is great? We're going to get a nickname. Weird Beto, Crazy Beto, Batty Beto. Even better, this will be the first time we'll have a Democratic primary ever that comes with Trump commentary.
Dude, we can actually get one. Dude, we can actually get. Yeah, dude, we can actually get legendary guns. You have to get a treasure chest, right? Dude, that's just gonna be overpowered if you get a treasure chest map.
Cover story on our latest Democratic Messiah. What a coincidence! It's a 10,000-word, full-blown ass-kissing.
What do you mean?
I haven't seen that much brown-nosing since I woke up that morning.
What do you mean? Like, can you barely see what I'm doing? Yeah, it's because I haven't. That's because I haven't zoomed in.
I don't know. But Beto, he has hit the.
If you want me to zoom it out, I will
after this. He's not threatening, thin, white, progressive. He's Bernie Sanders without the
Oh my God.
And about 50 years. More important, he's them and they are him. A mirror to the media.
There's just
no wonder Vanity Fair was so in love. How much in love? Imagine how a little girl looks at a pony. Or a boy at a shiny bicycle.
Why would you say that? You're just like, alright, we're dead. I don't have a gun. You're saying we're dead because you don't have a gun.
Barbecue sauce. If you haven't tried it, well, you're missing out. But that's how the right sees Beto.
No.
Now, mind you, he wrote a similar Valentine to John Edwards.
Just leave
That
if you
didn't
want.
end well. Last time I checked, Johnny is guessing people's weight at the carnival. Now, the writer isn't the only one going fanboy over Beto. Half the press keeps referring to Beto as Kennedy-esque. And sadly, they do not mean this one.
Don't break the whole tree.
Yes, that's on Kennedy. But as I always say, being called Kennedy-esque is cool unless they're referring to
That's
your
all I
brother.
know. In the story.
Oh, stop it.
Actually didn't take
The
it.
media's big narrative, Beto is David to Trump's Goliath. But
I'm
anyone
soon
with a
gonna
brain
end the
knows that
stream,
the
like,
giant
soon.
has always been the media.
Not yet,
So you can't say Beto's the David when he's got the full force of the Goliath media behind him. And it's not Beto's fault that he's
Right there.
Goliath's teacher's
Don't
pet.
shoot, don't shoot.
It's easy to be their pet.
Until you
Just
get
do
really
what they
close.
say. But God help you.
Alright,
if
shoot,
you don't.
shoot.
Just ask Tucker. But let me
Alright,
ask you
now
this.
shoot.
Let me ask you this. If you look
Oh,
at
he's
the
mad, he's
David and
mad.
Goliath analogy,
He's mad at you.
what reality comes
You got
closest
it.
to
You
that?
got this.
If Goliath is the
Shoot.
consensus
Third party.
media,
Third party.
that
Third
would
party.
be
You got this. You got this point? Nice.
And Trump used their spotlight as his
Nice.
slingshot, and they've never been the same.
I would
ever
keep
since.
the tack if
So in
I
the
were
world of
you.
politics, there's only one Goliath, and it controls the stories, creates
Yeah,
the
that's why I
division,
would've kept the tack.
constantly
You have
sowing
zero
conflict to ensure their
What's
own
happened to
economic
you?
survival. Which is why I
All the games
embrace
for.
daylight savings time. Transition, eh? Trump wants it to be permanent.
Shoot,
You
you just
should
saw
walk.
him out of the corner.
Daylight
Yeah, like,
savings time.
oh,
It sets
shoot.
the clocks
I'm
forward.
Oh
Meaning we lose
shoot,
1
I'm
hour of the
dead.
media
Oh
lying to you.
shoot, I'm dead. Take an SMG
We
behind you.
have
I said SMG.
We have longer,
shoot,
brighter
there's
days ahead.
people.
An extra hour to do
Cam
stuff
killer.
outside. How will you spend yours?
Oh shoot, there's people behind you.
If daylight savings becomes permanent, imagine all the things you could do with that extra hour of sunlight. You could go for a run after work, take your dog to a
Happy.
park, volunteer at the nursing home, or find the best outdoor
I'm
happy
tackling
hour,
boys.
share on martinis, and throw a bar straight.
He's gonna break it. Keep
With
going.
that extra hour, you can indulge your bird watching hobby, mow your lawn. at
There's gonna be
sunset,
2 people
meet your
on
old
here.
friend for coffee, or pass out in the
Make sure
park
you
with
build,
your
like,
company at the best outdoor happy hour, and go to work in yesterday's clothes, sticking old cigarettes.
You're getting broken at 2 walls. Just keep looking at your eyes.
Sunlight, you can
Oh,
catch Junior's
wow.
Little League game, give the garage a thorough cleaning, take a yoga class in the park, or buy a case of beer and sit on the porch and drink until you're screaming your ex-wife's name to his pillow, dampened by your own tears. So get ready for permanent daylight
Oh
savings.
my gosh.
It's a victory for everyone, but mostly alcoholics.
Oh my god. I know you can leave a like on iPads, but I don't know if you can unsubscribe.
We called it the cab driver open casket look. Here is our comedian, Jimmy Taylor.
You left.
When it comes to heroism, he truly is
You
the
left
bomb.
the.
Former US
You're on
Marines bomb
tier
technician,
34.
Sergeant Joey Jones.
No, I'm at tier 35 actually. I didn't
She
know that.
only sassed
Dude, you
in her
left
fake
this.
glasses.
You kind of
Those are
left
the
this
times
game.
that Tip Podcast kept Tip.
This one.
And he's Taylor, charges in triple. Former WWE superstar, my massive sidekick, and host of On-PC on Fox Nation, Tyrus.
Are you a bonus?
Jimmy, I'm glad you dressed up again. I honestly,
If you're playing during Marshmallow, you should have Marshmallow. Because I have pretty much everything Marshmallow.
aware of what they're doing. I don't understand it. It's
I even have the pig ass.
Yes. It's embarrassing. Like, he is emblematic.
You have the
of
skin?
everything that's wrong with everybody gets a trophy generation. In that
I also have
he
the
ran
dance.
for Senate, lost, but got treated like he won. Yes. And now he ran into
Woo!
the overconfidence of the ugly person.
Did you buy the battle pass or get
And
it
now
for
he's
free?
approaching people at the party he shouldn't be approaching.
Alright,
because he
what
doesn't
season
know
have you been playing in?
Yeah, exactly. Take it from fellow four. You gotta know your limitations, people. I'll tell you, I appreciate
What?
the Kennedy shout out, by the way. A lot of you don't
The
know
end of
about,
season 3.
the Kennedy show on Fox Business.
We are 9 wins.
Hey, thank you. And
a lot of people say the comic, like, oh,
Yeah, I
Fox
can
Business, how
tell.
can you do that? The truth is,
I mean,
wanted to
if
write
I was
for
starting in
Comedy Channel,
season
so I wasn't hiring.
3, I would probably have like 12 movies. I mean, not 12, like 100.
But he looks like
Because everybody in season 3 was still horrible. Was it Zapatron back in season 3?
Exactly like a stunt double, like third string Kennedy. Exactly. Yeah, he's embarrassing. These things, the things.
Dude, actually, I have a really good, cool spot. Don't land it in the volcano. Land right where I have to show you something. You know the trailer for Fortnite Season 8? Well, I found something really cool. You know where they found the chest? X marks the spot. So I found where they found it.
With a Spanish name. We're
Like,
talking about a guy who was product of private school.
that's what I'm going to show you. There's like a chest or two there. But also come over here with me. Come right here. Look at this. The stairs that don't go anywhere.
Yes.
And so men who fought for freedom, you would rather
There's a
give up our
chest
freedom.
here.
I could go on, but
I think it's above me.
Yeah, you are.
Let me just get some max videos back. Oh yeah, also have something to show you. I don't know 100% where it is. Follow me. Don't go down it. Okay, stop it. I'm not 100% sure where it is. Bro, come over here. I have something cool to show you.
You excited about that? Oh, yeah, I have some strong thoughts.
I'm.
Get dated.
Is there a chest?
Yeah, but like with tattoos and nose piercings. It's true.
When did you get rid of them?
Can I have it? Because I said it.
But I am confused.
Oh, can I have the chest?
I'm confused by that, because as everyone
Have
has
the
mentioned
chest?
so far,
Where's the gun?
lost.
Yes.
His
Or did you
home
get the gun out of the
state.
chest?
And now he says, "Oh, I will run for president." That is
Alright,
like
just
getting
follow
caught
me,
on your
because I
high
know where the
school
X
football
marks the
team
spot
and then
is.
saying you're gonna try to make it in the NFL. Like,
This is actually really interesting because I never knew this could actually be real. I was always looking for it,
it's like
and now I found it.
peanut butter and jelly, and then deciding to open a restaurant.
I see it.
Also, I've got this one.
Can I please have the
It's
gun?
like asking a girl to prom, and then when
Alright,
she
come
says
right
no,
here.
saying,
Look at
okay, well
this.
then can I get you pregnant?
X marks the spot. Yeah, it is.
So glad
There-
I don't have
I know there
that
was
kind of
sand, but look at this.
self-confidence,
It's
'cause I could
X's
probably
out
be
of.
pursuing a body
It's an
brand
X
career.
out of the rocks.
Yep.
See this? There's a line right here. There's a line right here. There's a line right here. And then there's a line over here.
The Trump's comments. If he keeps
See
doing
that?
this, he's saying what we're thinking. The only thing we can see with the hands.
That's where they were.
And that's the thing that he commented on. I love that.
I saw a lot more than the hands, but let's slow this down for a minute. Okay, this is
But you
blatant
actually know where
collusion
X is, where it's
by the
not just
media trying to
trying to do
influence
that.
an election. A guy you lost to Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
I just.
Ted Cruz.
Alright, we
If
can
Ted
take a
Cruz
baller.
beat me in anything.
There's baller. Come over here, bro.
To Tyrus, they're colluding with him. They are selling the message for him.
Right.
And and this is where they completely misunderstand the
Already have
electorate. They're trying to sell us on the idea of how great his rallies
They
are.
are
And they don't understand that nothing competes with a
Green
Trump
pump
rally.
and
Can I
I
go through
guess
the
we
lane
do.
for you? Let me just jump in. I want to say this. When you go to any Democratic
Yeah, I
rally,
know.
any Democratic
And I
rally,
said
it's
you were
completely
wounded at first.
calculated. They have an audience coordinator that makes sure there's
And
one
there's an AK in here, and I got minis.
in the background.
But come over here. I got a mini for you.
Pokemon,
Oh, wait,
Pikachu,
no,
Mario,
no, no.
Luigi. When you go
Yeah, I
to a
just
Trump
heard you.
rally, it looks like the line to get seated at Cracker Barrel. It's amazing.
Let me just read this last
Amazing. The guy in the left in a Who Farted t-shirt. There's an old
Show me
woman
where
with a
the
musket.
place
There's
is
a fat
before
guy eating pizza.
we have
That's
to
Chris
get out of
Christie.
here.
And everybody's just
Come
having
down.
a great time. And I love Chris Christie. I'm not knocking him.
Cyrus, final thought?
I'll start.
I was gonna say.
Oh, so yeah,
Rant there.
we're
That's cat
doing
stick,
this. Try to hook on the trees. It's really good. You hook on the
Danny
trees.
David put his hands in his back pocket. No one else noticed that?
Yeah.
If you look at the
My
picture,
brother says they're meant
do us a
for
favor,
trees,
just hide the hands.
so you can like swing around.
You know, because they know what's coming. They know what's coming.
I didn't even
Just put them in the front pocket. No.
No, no,
Back pocket.
Yes, they did.
Do not show
I know,
the
but we
hands.
won't
Look
get
at
to keep the
photos.
baller.
Look at how frightened the dog is. The dog is terrified.
I mean, we can still stay in it, but I doubt we'll get
And
it.
that was a police photo from his
Maybe
legal
not.
office.
All right, we got to
Actually, I
roll.
think we
Later in the
will.
show, remember Blockbuster Video? There's only one left in the
Yeah,
whole world.
you
and we sent
will.
Kat there to talk to the
Barely,
people
though.
keeping it
So I recommend
alive.
we'll do it.
But first, they had no qualms about greasing palms, the college bribery scandal.
Marshmallows flying in his own vehicle.
I've got to tell you something important. It's not going to be easy.
Quicksilver earns you there's people here. There's people here. People! I'm gonna try to hook onto them. No, I'm gonna try to hook onto them. I got him. I got it. I hit them. Yeah, I'm connected to their baller.
Feel like your day never started. Get going with Carnation Breakfast Essentials. It has protein, 21 vitamins and minerals,
sucker.
including calcium and vitamin D to help your family be there.
Oh, there's another guy. He won't leave you alone. He's chasing me down. So we have to fight. Yeah, this dude, Joe, we're gonna have to fight. They won't. Oh, one shooting at me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fight if he breaks it. Bro, I'm dead. I'm so dead. There goes my ball.
Ultimate Golf and Spa Resort in Great Exuma, Bahamas.
Bro, come down here. Being shot at like crazy. I'm dead.
Maria Ramirez.
Maria Ramirez.
We're too flipping good. Yeah. Try to get to the X. Try to get to the X without breaking your car.
In tuition assistance, education, and career advising programs.
They probably already see you.
To help more employees
They
achieve
still
their
probably
dreams.
see you. Don't go through it late. Don't go through it.
Mine
Your ball will
was
definitely
liver
get broke.
Epclusa treats all main
They
types
can't.
of chronic
Don't go.
FC.
Don't go
Whatever
near
your
it late.
type, ask your
I tell
doctor
you,
if
don't go.
Epclusa is your kind of cure.
Killed.
I had the common type.
Mine was rare.
Epclusa has a 98% overall
Oh
cure.
yeah, I have something to show you next match. It's all the way up here.
Epclusa is
All
only
the way
one
over
pill
here.
once a day, taken with or
Something
without
really
food
weird.
for 12
I can
weeks.
show you.
Before starting Epclusa, your doctor will test if you have had hepatitis B,
Take
which
that,
may
take
flare
that,
up
take
and
that.
can cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you have had hepatitis B, other liver or kidney problems, HIV or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take, including herbal
Wait, I see it. I see it.
Taking amiodarone with
I saw the
Epclusa
X.
may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate.
I
Common side
still
effects
saw an
include
X.
headache and tiredness. Ask your doctor today
Dude,
if
that's weird. I already
Epclusa
still
is
saw
your
an
kind
X.
of cure.
The National Emergency Declaration voted down with GOP support. Congress splits with the president. Now, what does it mean for his party?
And
Chris
plus,
gets
there is
insight
X everywhere.
Sunday.
From WGN America. Get your favorite Last Man Standing episodes 3 nights a week. Wow. Jokes. Last Man Wednesdays. This is gonna be
There's a guy not playing. Go kill him. He's not playing. He's not playing. Up on that roof. Up on that roof.
Last Man Sundays.
On that building. He's not playing. Oh, now he is. Now he is.
Last Man Standing.
He wasn't playing. He was probably
I
doing
only
something.
ask questions that you really want the answers to.
On WGN America. We play favorites.
The latest innovation from Xfinity isn't just a store. It's a save more with a new kind of wireless network store.
You didn't know that? Yeah, you didn't know
Look
that?
what your Wi-Fi can do now, store.
It's for the lumberjacks
Answered by awesome expert store. It's a now there's one store that connects your life like never before store.
Lumberjacks
The
Day.
Xfinity store is here. And
No.
it's simple, easy, awesome.
Oh, how do you say it?
They played academic Cupid because their kids were stupid. How about that college bribery scheme, huh? Wealthy parents paying big money to get their dumb kids into big-name schools. The indictment includes actresses
Yeah, I see it.
Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin, or Laughlin, who cares, really?
Yeah.
And alleged scam mastermind William Singer. Some of the schemes
I know where another X
paying
is.
SAT
Don't go
preppers
anywhere yet.
to either
Don't move.
correct
Don't
kids'
move.
test answers
I know where
or
another
just
X
take
is
the
on
tests for the
somewhere.
kid.
It's
Creating
over
fake
there.
athletic profiles and photoshopping their kids' heads onto athletic bodies. I just
Yeah.
do that for fun, actually. Laughlin,
That's
Laughlin,
everywhere,
whatever,
yeah.
paid $500,000 to get kids on USC's crew team and
Okay, where does
moved
it
in a
go?
row. The chair of board of trustees.
Alright, my
at
stream
USC.
been.
So
My
what do their
stream's about to
futures
be
look
an
like?
hour.
Don't know, but for Lori, it won't involve
I mean,
the
2
Hallmark
hours on.
Channel. And for Olivia Jade, it won't involve Sephora. But full
I haven't
companies
streamed
drop
for a
it.
while.
The real question is, will this
I've been
scam
streaming for
end
about
up
2
leveling
hours
the
now.
playing field? Because it's not fair. My friend Snowball didn't get accepted into Harvard, and he made
Glitch.
this.
Yeah, left the college. How can we not think of that?
Pretty impressive.
No, you're
Snowball.
bothered.
All right, Joey.
You're just like, I don't care about your baller.
Is that college has been an
Your
untenable
baller's
virtue
crying.
signal because corporations, they want
So it
to
ran
want a
away.
bachelor's, then they want to be an MA, master's, and then they want
Did
a
you
PhD.
know there was a method
I
up there?
believe, because you're a veteran, that's why I'm asking you, that corporate should make military service an equal priority, and then people will be more inclined to join the military than go to some stupid elite college. What do you say to that?
I love that idea. What do you got? I think it's amazing. See, I did go to Georgetown after I
didn't know
graduated
that?
from the University of Bombs and Bullets,
I didn't know
Parris
that
Island,
either.
and then EOD school. And I'm
Right there,
really
he's
worried
not
about this
even
picture ordeal
paying
because I
attention.
sent some pictures and I had
Nice.
legs in those. And when I showed
Get
up, they were a little
killed.
upset about that.
It's hard to break your
out for the
baller.
baseball team. You know, I tell people all the time when you
So
talk
you
the
couldn't
way I
escape.
do.
I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt.
Don't worry, that didn't really count as a kill.
It's okay to laugh. It's okay. I know you're
It
feeling
didn't
like,
really
oh,
count only
laugh.
because
Come on,
Man, there we go.
your baller just
I tell
got
people all the time,
killed.
I went to Georgetown, they'll let anybody in these days, and I can't say that anymore.
I would still take it just to get into the circle and then
When you
leave.
said you went out on the baseball team, there was such a terrible joke I wanted to make,
Oh.
but I didn't make it.
Because they weren't, now you said it.
They're fishing goods. I'll tell them during the break. Cats?
Yes,
You went to college.
I sure did.
Where did you go?
Hillsdale?
Hillsdale.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Give it a apply.
You would hope I was still alive.
What do you make of this college scandal? Does it upset you?
Yeah, well, in the case of Lori
Drink that
Loughlin,
slurp.
I honestly think that
You
potentially
can
having
drink
to
the
go to
slurp, bro.
prison so your daughter could attend college to get Instagram likes
Yeah.
is sadder than Old Yeller.
Yeah.
But I also
Dude,
think
you gotta
that it's
drink that
not
slurp.
wrong to want to help your kids. Like, my parents, time they even bought me a name brand trapper keeper. So that was like the best day. But by doing this, they're not creating futures for their kids. They're creating
You took
monsters.
shield damage.
Because they're teaching them that they're so entitled, they don't
Yeah,
have
you
to worry
did.
about things like responsibility.
Yeah, you did.
Or hard work, or being
Dude, you
grateful.
took
They
shield
don't have to
damage.
face consequences. They're just gonna have everything handed to them, and they can
Yeah,
do
it's a
whatever they
glitch.
want. So they're trying to create
See,
scholars,
you
but they're
just took
creating
one.
nightmares, and all these nightmares are taking up the
But since
spot
you have
of kids who actually deserved it based on their merits, and that's really, really sick.
No, 100, 100. Because you have a slurp on. Now wait until your slurp's over.
I'm a parent.
Land on your side again
I
when
love
you
my
do the
kids to
flip.
death, and one of them can't color in the line,
Land on
and I'm
your
not
side.
paying for him to go anywhere.
No, it's gonna take one damage away.
I love him to death, but come on, bro. I don't care if it was $17, he ain't going. Like, you can't color in the lines. This,
No, do it.
as bad as this is, and I honestly think they should go to jail, and I can't wait to see that.
Bro,
That'll be fun.
I'm
The
gonna-
mascara
I gotta
running and
go,
stuff,
alright?
and then, at that point, they'll be begging for President Trump for pardons. Even, most of us supposed to be living in Canada, right, when the election happened, but my favorite part of the whole thing was the phone calls. If you guys haven't read the whole story, this is when the parents knew what they had.
I'm live streaming right now.
So when they were on the phone with the guy, the test taker, and they were
about to
trying
be
to
2
negotiate
I
how
don't
they're
know.
gonna do the
It's
test, how they're
been
gonna
like two.
scan the
It's been
schools.
around 2
The
hours.
kids were sitting there and they're like, I think we can give them like a
Alright.
7-10. And then look at the
I'm
kids.
still watching my
No,
friend
make it
right
lower.
now.
Yes.
They're not gonna believe it. As soon as they open his mouth, they're not gonna believe that. Make it lower.
You know what's funny though? And then, Tyrus, when they got the fake high scores, the kids wanted to take it again.
Yeah.
They go, oh wow, I got a 7-10. I should get a perfect score.
Yeah, that's when their parents reminded them they're made out of love.
Yeah.
Because they love their dad a little too much.
Do you know
Because
what
their
my
dad brains are gonna work with the
hold on,
science
I'm gonna
kid
tell you my
in
stream
high
name so
school.
you can join and
No.
subscribe.
This isn't your score.
Alright, so my
But
stream name
mommy
is
had to do this for me.
Whoa56ju, capital W, okay? Whoa56ju, and then
Yeah.
That was 500.
so the first.
You save money. Just go to football. Go to the party.
Alright, so this is my live stream name right now. You can subscribe and stuff. But this is its name. Whoa56ju.
I'm afraid you're gonna find out about the 4-pack of Zima my parents
This
used to
is
give
what
me
its
at the
name
National
is, not my
Community
channel.
College. That Don bag could
Yeah.
come back to haunt us.
Yeah,
You gotta
so
think of the perks of this story.
so
At least
it's
now we
my
know how
Fortnite
Mommy
name,
got into
capital
law
W
school.
to
Oh,
Zima.
that makes sense.
And then space live.
to Kat's point about merit, which she's right to say that, I also do know a lot of people
You know, when you switch it up, it should be like the top.
gone to college and gotten a $400,000
It's just the
degree in
W's
gender
captain.
studies. That's made them a barista for the
Sure
next
doesn't-
55 years.
It probably
So,
doesn't really
in a lot
matter.
of ways, maybe a couple of people dodged the bullet here.
Yeah.
I think every parent, I have a parent, I'm a parent anyway, and I think every parent, this has gone on forever, is in denial. We all have a parent who thinks their kid is a lot better than he is. We all have a parent who thinks their kid is going pro. You know what I mean? Like, Bradley's going to be in the major leagues. I'm like, if Bradley wears a t-shirt in the pool.
And then should be the top one.
Great right now.
It's just others.
Nothing as far as I'm concerned, Trey.
You know, some of us were a little self-conscious.
Yeah.
We developed earlier than most other boys. You make me...
in a wetsuit.
Yes. I wear boxers to the, Anyway, you know what? This is why I don't have kids. I don't have kids because I work hard on my life, and I don't need them to get me into jail. All right? I don't have kids. I don't have to worry about college. I'll adopt them when they're 19. All right. Up next, Mark Zuckerberg is developing a mind-reading device. That guy's starting to get on my nerves.
All right, did you find it? It's the one with the pirates here.
More than half of our community have discovered their Irish roots.
Alright,
which means
you can subscribe and leave a like.
The Irish too. Order Ancestry DNA and find the surprises in you. Just $59 through March 18th. Get your kit today.
Oh no, it's like my
Welcome
8.
to Atlantis, where unexpected
I don't
moments become lifelong memories on an island called
I don't know how
Paradise
many
and a
that
place
does
called
stream, but
Atlantis.
you know, it's in a couple. Martina is so good.
Hello, I'm Mike.
Alright, do you know how to leave a
As
like
you
and
know,
stuff?
my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets.
It's not that hard. You just have to use your email account.
With the Giza Dream
You
Sheets,
just have to use your email account
They
and
are so soft and smooth. I
and then you have
never
to
slept so good.
I fall asleep faster because I'm actually comfortable.
I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza.
Alright, but
It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable, which is why I can give you my full 10-year warranty. But I didn't
Hold on,
stop
hold on.
there. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that
What
will
did
fit
you
over
say?
any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any
What'd you say?
mattress. I guarantee you the first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll
Yeah, you
never
can
want
join
to
me.
sleep on anything else.
so all you have to do to sign in is you just have to put your email or somebody's email that you know, and then but nobody from a different family will do that. But somebody like you do from your family, I guess, and then you have to put it just a random password, and then you have to remember that password, and then you should probably be set. Oh yeah, first you get to name your channel, then you have to start in with an email, and then you have to
With the Giza Dream Sheets, I'm getting the best.
put in a password, and then you should be all right to go. It's not that hard. I did it like 12 times.
Number on your screen right now to get your very own My Pillow Giza Dream Sheets. Use the promo code and My Pillow
Matthew there.
30% off and free shipping.
Right.
That's right, 30%
So,
off and
stream
free
just
shipping.
turned 2 hours not that long ago. So you can't leave a like or subscribe yet.
Ever since I started spreading the word about Super Crispy grown in Idaho frozen fries on TV,
Yeah, the Pirates game that
kind
won
of a
stage
celebrity.
4.
Cut from 100% real Idaho potatoes. They bake up crispy on the outside and tender on the inside. Fluffy.
I was still spectating.
Looks like a good spot.
Can we get a picture?
Yeah. We just came in like top 4, I think.
Try grown in Idaho crispy puffs too. Mmm, crispy.
I cannot imagine managing my diabetes
Wait,
without my
what?
Dexcom.
This is the Dexcom G5 mobile continuous
Yeah,
glucose
just now.
monitoring system. A small wearable
Dude, you
sensor
can get a
measures
legendary
glucose
gun in this mode. You just have to find a treasure chest map.
Dexcom helps lower A1C.
Treasure chest map, and then you'll have a legendary gun. If you
you're
can
over
make it.
65 and you have diabetes, you should have a Dexcom.
If you get a Dexcom, you gotta be very glad.
I uploaded a lot. I only got one whale on this channel. I know, when I started the channel, I worked together.
Headquarters, I'm John Scott. Pope Francis offering prayers for what he calls, quote, our Muslim brothers killed in mass shootings Friday at 2 mosques in New Zealand.
Oh, let me check.
The pontiff's prayer coming as New Zealand's prime minister vows to change that country's
I can
gun
only
laws.
count off to 4 right
50
now,
people
but I
were
have
killed in
more.
the shootings. The suspect, a 28-year-old
My top-
Australian-born man, is in police custody.
What?
Ethiopia's transport minister giving an update on the investigation of the last Sunday's crash of an Ethiopian Airlines flight that killed all 157 people
No,
on
are
board.
you?
The minister saying the jet's flight data recorder was recovered in good condition and shows, quote, clear similarities to last October's deadly crash on the same type of Boeing jet in Indonesia.
I was
Ethiopian
playing
officials
since
also say
that
they expect
happened.
a preliminary report to be released in
So,
30 days. I'm John
yeah,
Scott. I'm back at the top of the hour
I
for
spent
Fox
$25
Report.
on the game to get
Now,
it.
back to Phil.
And then I got the football fan. Yeah, I spent $25.
The Facebook bot wants to read your thoughts. Mark Zuckerberg recently discussed his company's ongoing development
what season
of
have
a
you been playing in?
brain-computer interface. It'll look like a shower cap you put on your head.
I've been playing since
It'll measure
season
your
6.
brain activity.
How many wins do you have? Oh, so that guy I was just playing with, guess how many wins he has? And he's been starting at the end of season 3. Guess how many wins he has?
The upside, if I'm worried about morning traffic, the machine would show
Only
me the
9.
traffic patterns. The downside is, of course, Facebook
And he's been
knows what I'm
playing
thinking
since
about
the
Ruth
end
Buzzy
of
in a
season
bikini.
3.
Ruth Buzzy joke.
That's really sad.
Zuck's not the only one working on this crap.
If I was playing, I would have like 100 wins. I would have like 100 wins by now. If I've been playing since that season.
Technology
Like
with his
11.
startup company Neuralink.
That's only
I
because
wonder
I
if
only
you can
been.
read what these bozos are thinking.
That's only because I just started in season 6.
When were we ever greater
around,
than we
like-
are today? Boy,
Not that long. I'll take that tack, please.
Songs that make the hit parade.
Tacks are actually like the best chocolate in this map. No joke.
Those were the days. This is my favorite.
And the only reason I say that is because like, because like they spray. This kid has a good gun. Don't shoot me about that. Is that you shooting?
Oh my god, that is CNN at their
Oh my gosh, I need maps.
Alright, Pirates.
Got him?
You must have
I got a
thought
kill.
about this because I read your thoughts.
I'm probably dead.
For a long time.
I don't know what a shotgun ammo.
Oh, oh man.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I thought someone kicked me in my stuff. All right, go ahead. I'm all right. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Question.
Does it scare you?
What?
The mind reading.
Yeah, I'm real
Have you
scared
ever
of
spent
money.
money?
Like my
Have you
face,
ever
you
spent
can't
money
tell
on
what
the
I'm
game?
thinking. This is the word. How many jobs I've lost off the face.
How much is your account worth? Mine's worth $45.
Like, I hate you. I can't hide it. I think the thing is, it's going to be what, an honesty meter. Like you're going to realize that all guys think about is porn and food.
Yeah.
I mean, for
Oh
men,
my
it's gonna be
gosh.
really bad, and for women, it's going to be really long stories.
This kid won't stop. Aiden, I've been streaming for 2 hours
Then
now.
you'll see what they really dreamed of before they married you.
Oh,
like,
0 right now.
tall,
I got 1
smart,
like and
on time, unrealistic
I got 1 like and
goals.
another subscriber.
And mine's like food, weightlifting, naked chick.
Ah, come here, boy. Come here, boy.
Ah!
We can already read minds.
Max, come over here. Max, come over here.
You worry about bills, your sex, and what to eat. That's 99%. That's all. You need to get out of things.
I don't get anything out of the trash tonight.
Jimmy, one expert in this area says that this will destroy love because you can't fall in love with somebody if you know what they're thinking right then and there. I think that's interesting.
I don't know. I disagree in that
Max,
it can
get
save
over here,
long-term
please.
marriages. Like he's married.
Or some
Think
dead.
of it this way, and he probably wants to read his wife's mind as far as what she's dreaming about, so he knows what he'll get in trouble for in the morning. You know what I mean? That's why we're making out with that turtle. You know what I mean? Something like that.
I can just see.
But it's kind of freaky to me, and every time I hear one of these like Facebook rip us off stories, it makes me want to go back and apologize to Tom.
Max,
from
don't worry,
MySpace.
I'm
Remember
dead.
Tom from MySpace? Tom was the social
This kid
media
just won't
one
stop
who got
shooting
away
at
from
me.
us. He treated us right. He didn't care.
If it's
He was
infantry
serious. Like,
rifle.
whenever they say they're developing it when it comes to technology, it means they already have. He did.
Yeah, they got it.
This kid is so annoying because all he does is shoot his infantry rifle at me.
Would you read first?
I don't really want to read anyone's mind. I don't think I can handle it emotionally. I just don't understand why this like skinny
Max,
man
you
in his
still
little
wa-
hoodie is so
Max, you still
obsessed
watching me?
with figuring out what everyone's thinking all the time. But I'm not really that
I'm trying
worried about
to
it because I
trying to
don't
come
think it
around
would affect
him.
me that much.
Why?
Because I very rarely think before I speak anyway.
You would write it like
If you
Tobo.
wanted to read my mind, you wouldn't need a
That's his name.
mind-reading machine. You
That's
just
name,
need
bro.
to give me
That's
like
name.
3 beers. Give me like 3 beers.
That's
to
name,
a pop.
Tobo.
What's up? I feel like I peed my pants in the
That's
first
name. You got a
class.
good name.
I mean, nothing much. How about
A
you?
really good name is Tobo.
You're still thinking about that.
It was really traumatic. I had Girl Scouts after school and I just didn't tell anybody and I just hope I didn't smell.
Oh my gosh.
Funny, that happened to me as well. Joey, last one.
Oh my.
Be helpful for anybody?
Well, you know, as a
What's
fellow
Tobo?
I have to take up for Zuckerberg. I don't like doing it. My best one is all right there.
I don't want to.
What is that called?
No, I don't want to go back in playground.
Ancestry.
Or
Terminator.
I don't.
That would be pretty cool.
Is Tesla better than a little? Alright. I'm scared of this. I'm scared of this. It's going to ruin everything. You're going to be walking around. You're going to be hearing everybody's thoughts. It's not good because what we think about, it's not good what's in there. We keep it in there for a reason because it's evil and bad. Still ahead. When you get hired, if the recruiter is wired. Oh, robots again.
And let me just invite you.
That's next.
Naysayers said no one would subscribe to a car the way they subscribe to movies. We don't follow the naysayers.
I don't know. I don't even know why it let me.
If you're making too many bathroom trips, pay attention. Super Beta Prostate has clinically tested ingredients that help reduce urges to urinate so you can enjoy more of life's best moments.
In an era of online retail where everything is just a few clicks away, buying a car should be no different. That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100% online. We made it easy to browse, view, and buy from over 10,000 cars. You can even trade in your old car all while binge watching your favorite TV show. Afterwards, we'll deliver your car to you. Or you can pick it up from one of our car vending machines. Either way, your car comes with a 7-day return policy. So grab a seat, relax in your comfy pants, and enjoy the new way to buy a car at Carvana.
He invited me.
Hey, who are you? Oh, hey, Chef, I'm a car thief. What? I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job. What? 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 It happens. And you got covered car insurance? Paying for this could feel like getting robbed twice. So get all scared. And you're better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Applebee's 3-course meal starting at $11.99. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
What makes this simple salad the best simple
Why
salad?
do you need to know I'm mine?
Heart-healthy California walnuts.
No, they were.
Pasta ever? California walnuts. The best simple dinner ever? Great tasting,
0.
healthy California walnuts. So
How many
simple,
stuffed animals do you have?
so
800?
good. Get the recipes at
That's a lot.
walnuts.org.
Your mornings were made for better things than rheumatoid arthritis. Before you and your rheumatologist move to another treatment, ask if Xeljanz XR is right for you. Xeljanz XR is a once-daily pill for adults with moderate to severe
No, I
RA
didn't.
for whom methotrexate does not work well enough.
Our
It can
stream.
reduce pain, swelling, and further joint damage.
Our
even
stream.
without methotrexate.
I will, guys.
Xeljanz XR
Alright,
can lower
stream.
your ability to
See you in the
fight
next one
infections,
after
including
this match, guys.
tuberculosis. Serious
And how many wives do you
infections
get?
and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have
Aiden, how many wives do you have?
serious allergic reactions, low blood cell counts, higher liver tests, and cholesterol levels. Don't start Xeljanz XR if you have an infection. Your doctor should perform blood tests before and while taking Xeljanz
shut
XR
up.
and monitor certain liver tests. Tell your doctor if you've been somewhere fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis C, or are prone to infections. Don't let another morning go by without talking to your rheumatologist about Xeljanz XR.
Santos has won the world's best 23 years in a row by redefining excellence and by including the best of everything. Santos, the world's only 5-star luxury included resorts. Call 1-800-SANTOS.
Conventional wisdom says you can't make a 400 horsepower sedan. It's also environmental.
Wait, Aiden, you can fly around?
Don't follow conventional wisdom.
Wait, who's all here?
Can you now dress like a slob when interviewed for a job? Meet 10 Guy, who has a robot designed to conduct job interviews without bias. It's the creation of a company called
Oh my gosh. Aiden, you're down to 2 more lives.
The predisposed.
Aiden, are you done?
See, I'm not a robot that a human interviewer may have.
You're down to 2 more lives.
It doesn't worry about your sex, your race, your religion, or that you've got a huge bug crawling up your neck.
When we come back, Trace Gallagher's here next to give us all the new developments in 2 cases. Jussie Smollett and the...
Wait, Max, you and Aiden are on the same team?
Rivera, Rachel, Campos, Duffy were joining us, and our villain of the day was involved in
That's
a
not
really
fair.
shocking crime. You will see that.
That's not fair! That's so unfair.
Pro work. To do that without flinching anyway.
If I beat all of you, guys, if I beat all of you, you guys are all bots. No joke.
Not a bad idea. Then again, I once had a horrible interview with a robot. Here's how it ended.
I'm not gonna lie. I will kill all of you.
Cats? Great idea? Bad idea?
I think it is the best idea ever. Because I could go to a job
It's
interview
okay, it's
without
okay.
having to worry about like getting ready or putting on makeup or anything. What?
I will kill both of you guys.
Do you know what it's like to have to put on a full face of makeup? That's right. You don't and you don't because you're a guy.
Max, you don't even know where I am.
To just go along and use all that extra time to learn how to become president.
Maybe you do,
while all of us are sitting at
but I
home
don't care.
rubbing toxic, sparkly things on our faces trying to get husbands. I do not even wear makeup when I'm not on camera. Want to know why, Greg?
Why?
Because number one, it doesn't still isn't, you know, still not good enough to bite you. Like,
No, I didn't. Oh wait, I forgot about it. They can't hear you.
You should get a tan, which I found compelling.
They still can't hear you. They still can't hear you.
Yeah.
And at the second one,
Stop! You guys are all cheaters.
how do you do it? Well, why don't you please teach me how to put on makeup? Every time I put on makeup, I have all these clumps in my eyelashes, and even if I get it right, I get like these marks underneath that make it look like a raccoon just punched me in the face. And then I also
Aiden.
like my eyeliner, like I have a shaky.
No, I'm not happy. I didn't care.
And like, don't even get me started on like.
Aiden, I didn't care. Aiden, I didn't care that all you guys were on me. I still would have won that. I still would have won it. Max, no killing, no killing, no killing. Clingers are allowed. Clingers are allowed.
Yeah, you know, first of all, life must be really hard for you. I would take your leg off and join you, but I can't even hop out of here.
Clingers are allowed.
I'm kidding, but it is tough.
Yes, they are. Only this match, clingers are allowed.
No, I feel like this is a custom curated show just for me.
Max, I'm knocking you.
Bias is an accumulation of all the
I'm knocking you down.
you have, right? Like bias isn't always negative; it's your gut feeling. You know, like come on, I don't get this. And also, that's the only way I'm getting a job. I wasn't real great at my last one.
Max, I never said that in my whole entire freaking life.
Like I gotta bring you in and like get a smile.
I will kill you later.
What's up, guys? You know, I don't know.
And you're so dead. Who is that?
This is a Swedish company, so you have to build the robot yourself.
Stop flying, Tobo. You're such a cheater.
I don't think it's a good idea, because I think when you're interviewing, you're trying to get a read for the person's character. Right.
Yeah, he's flying. That's a big difference. That's big.
That's That's why USC's equestrian team is in last place. They always
Everybody rush Tobo! Everybody kill Tobo!
jump over the apparatus. All right, last word, Tyrus.
Why the face have to be white on
You and Max are going to die to my cleaner.
company? No, I'm there. I saw him sitting watching like, you gotta be white, right? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell that is. That's the thing from Avatar. The thing in the commercial was white dude.
Yeah.
Rosy cheeks.
They need a robot.
Yeah, yeah.
How many times did you guys kill me?
All right, up next, we sent Kat to the last remaining Blockbuster video.
I think I'm on my
Let's see
last
a way to
one.
get her to go outside.
This is the Avery. This is the Avery's trying the hottest new strip. Wait, and the hottest taqueria? And the hottest, what are those? Oh, burgers. And this is the Avery's wondering if eating out is getting into saving for their first home. And this is JC.
Welcome to Wells Fargo. How may I help?
Who's here to help with a free financial health conversation. No strings attached. This is the Avery's with the support they needed to get back on track. Well done, guys.
This is Wells Fargo.
In Key West, you can get close to...
I hate it. She's such an elephant.
Close to history. And really close to the band. In fact, Key West is...
I did not say that.
But far from normal.
Max, I did not say that on my life. I told Kate and Pete. This is exactly what I said to Kate and Pete. I said this.
And more importantly, it doesn't
I said Cora can't go because she's getting a massage. I did not say I was giving her one.
Safe Light Auto Glass, we really pride ourselves on making it easy to get your wish.
All I said is
With Safe Light,
Cora
you
can't
see
go
exactly when
because
we need it,
she's getting
saving
a
you time,
massage.
what you love most.
To that thing that we were having on that Friday.
Kids, we have to explain what's wrong with that pill.
Bill Bennett in mind. Young up, fight ahead.
You guys are so dead.
Top 4 reasons to look forward to spring. Number 4, warm weather.
Ah!
Number 3, baseball season. Number 2, barbecues. Number 1, cleaning gutters.
Let me keep your gutters clean forever. Call Leaf Guard now during our $99
Max, you're
install
so
sale.
dead.
You get a bonus for purchase and a $25 Lowe's gift card with your complimentary in-home estimate. Leaf Guard, get it and forget it.
At Giant, you'll find incredibly low prices for your family, like apples,
No!
delicious strawberries, healthy kale, red onions.
Hey, we're going for a ride.
Let's see.
Cameron.
What?
We're going for a ride, so tell Eden.
Aiden, we have to go. Aiden, we have to go.
See, big green peppers, hothouse peppers, and hothouse cucumbers for $10. Seasonal details.
Can't read. Hang on. All right, have we decided?
We actually forgot our waiters.
Here you go.
As eyes get older, the adjustments you make can be frustrating. Ask your eye doctor about Daly's total multifocal contact lenses. They let you see clearly near and far. Learn more and get a free 5-day trial. See near and far.
Aiden, we have to go somewhere. What?
I've been on restricted duty, and the Baker's Cup people are trying
Aiden, what'd you say?
It's time to call the seconds.
Don't take on workers' compensation.
I hate them both.
Right, we will.
One's fat and one's even fatter. What?
Call Freedom Hamilton for a free consultation today.
I can't hear him either.
Call
Come on, Cameron.
for a free
We're
consultation.
gonna go for a ride.
The second to last Blockbuster store in Australia announced it will close this month. With
Yeah, you
retail
saw.
only be
I'm
one
not
store left
stupid.
in the world. Yes, the last Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon will remain
Aiden,
open, and
Aiden,
the
you already would have had the twist on.
closing. So that's pretty cool.
What?
There used to be over 9,000 stores worldwide. So to be the last one remaining is
0!
an achievement. It's like outliving everyone in your family.
The opposite of 0 is negative 0.
Species has managed to survive.
Aiden, do another one. Aiden!
We finally reached the end of a long, exhausting journey, all the way to the exotic location of Bend, Oregon, where the last remaining specimen of an endangered species still survives. Blockbuster Video. At its height, there were more than 9,000 stores. How does this one
Aiden, you just died.
all of the vicious predators like
Aiden, you joined my team.
I'm gonna find out.
Cameron, turn it off. We're gonna go.
To come get
I'm in
movies
one
at Blockbuster instead of just streaming them.
It doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there. We're the adults and we're gonna go. So you need to get out of the game. Now.
Sometimes having so many options can be a little daunting, and then being able to just like come here
Go.
and look like they have less, but in this
Pull the
case,
plug.
less is more.
Do you know about
Come on, so. Aiden, we have to go. I'm trying to tell her.
I like how
Pull the plug.
How do you stop this? Just press X.
Aiden, we have to go. No, that's my stream.
Yeah,
We have to go somewhere.
Maybe that's a good idea.
I don't know where we're going, man. Where are we going?
We're going for a ride. Turn it off.
Ride to where?
Do you want me to unplug it? Is that what you want me to do? Then
No.
turn
If
it
you
off.
unplug it, then you're gonna break the whole thing.
No, I won't.
Yeah, you will. That's how you break.
Turn it off. You were told to turn it off right now.
I don't have to turn off my PlayStation.
Blockbuster.
Come on.
You are a true American.
I have